We provided the Fort Wayne community and beyond with coverage of a variety of sports, thanks to our title sponsorship from Parkview Sports Medicine. Since we began in 2015, our annual budget has covered the cost of videographers and commentators to over 300 plus games each year. New equipment and maintenance of that equipment, along with increased broadcast rights fees from the IHSAA. This season, we're reaching out to friends, families, and local businesses for additional sponsorships and donations. You can help us grow and get coverage to your favorite team or sport. A Summit City Sports sponsorship or donation will help make that happen. We have the goal of bringing fans live stream games of every SAC game we cover. With the additional funds, we'd invest in mobile internet devices, allowing us to bring our supporters every SAC conference football and boys and girls basketball games live, as well as more coverage for sports like cross country, tennis, golf, swimming, wrestling, track and field, baseball, and softball. For more information on sponsorships or how to donate, visit summitcitysports.com.
With active science, just the overall objective of having better physical activity along with gaining knowledge and wisdom, it aligns with everything I stand for, with clear-eye view and having a determined belief, earned dreams and a focused vision.
So I got Grace the Magnificent here with me. So we're gonna go through a little activity. What I want you to do is try to get past me, NFL linebacker. You get past me, I'll do 10 jumping jacks. But if I tag you, then you do 10 jumping jacks, and then we'll flip it around and see if I can get past you, all right?
All right.
All right. Blue 42. Two. Count it out.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Straighter teeth and fewer appointments. Braces and Invisalign. Treatment for children, teens, and adults. At Afdent, we've got the orthodontic services that are right for you. And when you visit today, you can receive 0% APR for up to 30 months or an easy extended term payment plan, plus up to $500 of free dental work to get started. You can get a great deal on a great smile at Afdent, Fort Wayne's most preferred dental provider.
My grandpa taught me years ago, do business with people you know and who know you. That's why I joined Fort Financial Credit Union. Their staff knows I'm busy at college. They set me up with a checking account, a debit card, and an auto loan. With the Fort's mobile app, I can check balances, transfer money, and make my car payment. My grandparents loved doing business with the Fort, and I do too. My future, my family, my Fort.
How do you design one of the most advanced ERs in the country? At Parkview, we did it by focusing all our attention on you, the patient, by involving doctors and nurses in the design process, by creating quieter, more private spaces, and by leading the region in heart, stroke, and trauma care. This is not your typical emergency room. It's Parkview. In an emergency, isn't this where you'd rather be?
Parkview, your partner in health.
Family Birthing Centers, with everything you need for baby, plus birth planners, expert physicians, midwives, and more for you.
I'm a Parkview mom.
You can be too. Learn more at parkviewmom.com.
Friday Night Lights. Fort Wayne football from the comfort of your own home, or when you're on the go, the same night the pigskin touches the end zone or is stopped dead in its tracks. 10 teams, 5 games, 1 website. SummitCitySports.com. Live streamed high school games, score updates, and news hub for all Fort Wayne athletics. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and SummitCitySports.com.
Beautiful baby, you're sweeter than strawberry pie, just like
Parkview Family Birthing Centers, with everything you need for baby, plus birth planners, expert physicians, midwives, and more for you.
I'm a Parkview mom.
You can be too. Learn more at parkviewmom.com.
My grandpa taught me years ago, do business with people you know and who know you. That's why I joined Fort Financial Credit Union. Their staff knows I'm busy at college. They set me up with a checking account, a debit card, and an auto loan. With the Fort's mobile app, I can check balances, transfer money, and make my car payment. My grandparents loved doing business with the Fort, and I do too. My future, my family, my Fort.
How do you design one of the most advanced ERs in the country? At Parkview, we did it by focusing all our attention on you, the patient, by involving doctors and nurses in the design process, by creating quieter, more private spaces, and by leading the region in heart, stroke, and trauma care. This is not your typical emergency room. It's Parkview. In an emergency, isn't this where you'd rather be?
Parkview, your partner in health.
Friday Night Lights. Fort Wayne football from the comfort of your own home, or when you're on the go. The same night the pigskin touches the end zone, or is stopped dead in its tracks. 10 teams, 5 games, one website, summitcitysports.com. Live stream high school games, score updates, and news hub for all Fort Wayne area athletics. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and summitcitysports.com. Thank you for supporting Summit City Sports. For the last several years, we've provided the Fort Wayne community and beyond with coverage of a variety of sports, thanks to our title sponsorship from Parkview Sports Medicine. Since we began in 2015, our annual budget has covered the cost of videographers and commentators to over 300 plus games each year. New equipment and maintenance of that equipment, along with increased broadcast rights fees from the IHSAA. This season, we're reaching out to friends, families, and local businesses for additional sponsorships and donations. You can help us grow and get coverage to your favorite team or sport. A Summit City Sports sponsorship or donation will help make that happen. We have the goal of bringing fans live stream games of every SAC game we cover. With the additional funds, we'd invest in mobile internet devices, allowing us to bring our supporters every SAC conference football and boys and girls basketball games live, as well as more coverage for sports like cross country, tennis, golf, swimming, wrestling, track and field, baseball, and softball. For more information on sponsorships or how to donate, visit summitcitysports.com.
With Active Science, just the overall objective of having better physical activity along with gaining knowledge and wisdom, it aligns with everything I stand for, with clear-eye view and having a determined belief, earned dreams and a focused vision.
So I got Grace the Magnificent here with me. So we're gonna go through a little activity. What I want you to do is try to get past me, NFL linebacker. You get past me, I'll do 10 jumping jacks. But if I tag you, then you do 10 jumping jacks, and then we'll flip it around and see if I can get past you, all right?
All right.
All right. Blue 42. Oh. Two. Count it out.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Straighter teeth and fewer appointments. Braces and Invisalign. Treatment for children, teens, and adults. At Afdent, we've got the orthodontic services that are right for you. And when you visit today, you can receive 0% APR for up to 30 months or an easy extended term payment plan, plus up to $500 of free dental work to get started. You can get a great deal on a great smile at Afdent, Fort Wayne's most preferred dental provider.
My grandpa taught me years ago, do business with people you know and who know you. That's why I joined Fort Financial Credit Union. Their staff knows I'm busy at college. They set me up with a checking account, a debit card, and an auto loan. With the Fort's mobile app, I can check balances, transfer money, and make my car payment. My grandparents loved doing business with the Fort, and I do too. My future, my family, my Fort.
The running back, E.J. Johnson. He ran for 142 yards and 2 touchdowns, and he has 1,288 yards on the year. And we'll see a lot of him tonight, I'm sure.
This offense, while it is balanced, Joe, they are run heavy, and of course you would be if you had E.J. Johnson in the backfield. Again, you talked about it, 1,288 yards on the season, averaging 117 yards per game. These guys know how to run the ball.
Meanwhile, St. Francis had last Saturday off, completing their unbeaten regular season a week earlier and getting past pesky Taylor University 40-20. Big day for Justin Green. Returned the opening kickoff 96 yards for a touchdown, then ran for 3 more scores. That gave him the MSFA scoring title. And Green, a big key, Sean, how far the Cougars can go in possibly repeating as national champions.
And there's the question tonight. Are we going to see him at full strength? There are reports coming out tonight that he does have turf toe, and is he 100%? The Cougars are going to have to really play a very solid game tonight as the cream has risen to the top here at the second season.
And so is the rain. It is let up a little bit compared to what we saw earlier today, but I mentioned that only in relative terms. It is still a continuing, let's call it maybe a heavy drizzle, but we'll have wind as a factor as well. Well, the road back to Daytona Beach, Florida starts here tonight in Fort Wayne for the #1 ranked Cougars, but they'll need to prove it against the upset-minded Benedictine College Ravens tonight at Darcy Stadium. We'll take a timeout and then check in with Cougar coach Kevin Donley.
The season is officially underway as the Black Friday sales event is going on right now at Glenbrook Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Score up to $6,000 off the award-winning 2017 Chrysler Pacifica. And trucks are selling like crazy with up to $8,000 in savings on 2017 Rams. Or check out the huge inventory of factory-backed certified pre-owned vehicles, all with massive savings. The Black Friday sales event runs all month long, so get in early to beat the stampede. Under the giant American flag on Coliseum or visit us online.
Joe, that Glenbrook's actually 30 out of 60, so I'm also running Parkview with it.
And others by joining. Every great team has focus and talent, and at Parkview Sports Medicine, our focus is on you. From performance training and nutrition counseling to orthopedic surgery, athletic rehab, and more, Parkview Sports Medicine's got you covered. You can trust us to bring together today's top experts in sports medicine to improve the performance and treatment of athletes like you. Go to parkview.com/sportsmedicine to learn how we can help you and the athletes in your life be your best. Parkview Sports Medicine. Upgrade your game.
Cougars ready to begin their defense of along the tournament trail. Hard-earned championship won last December, and all starts today against Benedictine. Coach, your team played 2 weeks ago. 40-20 win. Starts out with a bang, 96-yard kickoff return touchdown by Justin Green. You win at 40-20, but I don't want to put words in your mouth, but I thought he used the term after the game, sloppy effort. Talk about that and then the week off and preparing now today. Were there points of emphasis, things that you felt you needed maybe to pay a little attention to clean up for this first tournament game today?
Human nature, I think, is when you're on top. You take some things from you. And the push has been reality here. You're either getting better or you're getting worse. You're rarely going to stay the same. And, we've had to push. And I've been pretty demanding. I've been in the best of spirits here the last couple of weeks. Because, with the week off, the good thing is we got healed up. Guys haven't played and ready to go. 36, Cody Sison. But we've got to get the sense of urgency turned up in postseason play and ready to continue. What you done. So we've guys know that, and see how we're going to respond today. We've got a fun day of weather to deal with as well, so it'll be a tough test of where we are, who we are.
One of those guys you mentioned hasn't played in a while, Rocky James. Bring us up to date on his stats.
Well, he's 100%. He could have played against Taylor. I don't think he was quite 100% at that time, but again, a couple more weeks, before he really got everything together that he is. And, he's a great athlete. Let's see if he can catch a waterlogged football today.
More often than not, these first-round games, especially if you're a #1, #2 seed, you can kind of just take it for granted. But this Benedictine team is not your typical 15, 16 seed, are they? What do you see about the Ravens on film?
Well, they've lost 2 games by a total of 10 points. They lost to Grandview 2 weeks ago, same day we played Taylor. They're an outstanding football team. They're a senior-loaded team. They like to run the football, so it's kind of a good day for them. They're aggressive on defense. They pack it in there, and they stop the run. They pressured the quarterback. So you're right. They are not your typical first-round team. They're a good football team. I compare them with like a Concordia. They're very good. They're solid. They're well coached. Wilcox has been a friend of mine for years. Between the two of us, we've probably coached 1,000 games or so.
Yeah, for what, about 500 years?
Get a couple old codgers out there going to duke it out. Mutual respect and
You touched on it earlier. We wish we could tell everybody we had clear skies and 65 degrees. We don't have that. We've got rain, chance of thunderstorms, gusting winds, possibly 40 miles an hour. How does that factor into what St. Francis wants to do?
Well, it obviously is not good for football. You've got to figure out a way to just make the practice yesterday with a bucket of water and dunking balls. And it's different. It's changed. Nick did a pretty good job throwing it, but it's tough catching it in football. So, we're going to have to make some adjustments, deal with the frustrations of not having the smooth type of flow that you want offensively, defense, and deal with the elements as well as the opposition.
Head coach Kevin Donley with his pregame thoughts actually recorded that this morning around 10:30, so it's still appropriate for tonight. Except the weather situation, let's bring up to date on that. We have the continuation of rain here tonight at Darcy Stadium. Game time temperature right around 41 degrees. Wind chill is a factor as well, about 33 degrees, and the winds coupled with that out of the north-northwest at about 19 miles an hour. And I heard somebody saying that possibly gust as much as 40 miles an hour through the evening. But we do have ongoing heavy drizzle, I will call it, here tonight in this delayed first-round NAIA playoff game. Kevin Donley in his 20th year. The Cougars come in at 10-0. They finished unbeaten in the Mid-East League as well. Won that #1. Last year they won their final 9 ball games en route to the 38-17 championship victory over Baker. And Coach talked about his counterpart, Larry Wilcox. He is in his 38th year as head man of the Benedictine College Ravens. They come in ranked number 15, 9-2 overall. They finished 4-1 in the Heart of America Athletic Conference North Division. And get this, they are 6-0 on the road, so they will not be intimidated coming in here to Fort Wayne on this delayed opening round playoff game here tonight. A year ago they were 7-4. They finished 3-2 in the Heart of America Athletic Conference. Back to Larry Wilcox, a quick note. Yes, 38 years, but before that he was an assistant for 7 years. That makes 45 years. Guess what? He played for the Ravens 4 years before that, so he's got close to 50 years continuing experience with the Benedictine College Ravens. Let's take a 1-minute timeout, and we'll get back. We're waiting for the teams to come out in the meeting at midfield with our referee tonight. His name is Tim Sharp, and we are going to get this delayed game underway. This is Cougar Playoff Football on Redeemer Radio, WRDF 106.3 FM, Northeast Indiana.
Do you own a phone or computer? That's all it takes to bank with Notre Dame Federal Credit Union. Make deposits, check balances, transfer funds, all while sitting in your minivan waiting for practice to end. Or if you prefer to come in person,
the opening prayer, and then the open.
Copy that.
These surcharge-free ATMs in the greater Fort Wayne area. By listening to Redeemer Radio, you already share our values. Join us and let us help you make life easier. Notre Dame Federal Credit Union, 844-230-6611 or ndelevate.com. Federally insured by NCUA.
A clean office space. Okay, that's an easy choice. And choosing the right company to clean your business is easy too. Sioka's Professional Cleaning is the choice of a lot of Fort Wayne companies because of the 100% satisfaction guarantee. Sioka's does it with built-in check systems to make sure your business is cleaned beyond your expectations every time. First impressions are critical, so make sure yours is always the best with professional cleaning from Sioka's. The best people, the best service. 483-2112 or online at siokas.com.
Back at Darcy Stadium, I'm Joe Carson. Sean McBride down at field level getting ready for the meeting at midfield, the coin toss. The co-captains coming out. Cougars coming onto the field, getting ready for their first playoff game matchup here tonight in Fort Wayne against this weather-delayed start against Benedictine College. We do have a couple of finals elsewhere, other first-round games elsewhere. Reinhardt takes out Concordia of Michigan by a final score of 39-10 earlier today. Morningside, they had a big win today over Sterling of Kansas, 63-7. And Lindsey Wilson also, they played at home today, and they took out Southeast of Florida, 63-49. A lot of big scores. Let's go down to Sean.
Introduce yourself, gentlemen. Good luck. Guys, I'm Mr. Sharp, Mr. Hewlett. We're only two of your officials today. Let us congratulate you on making it to the playoffs, guys. Hey, y'all are the captains. Help us out tonight. Take care of your teammates. If we're talking to each other, nice job, good hit. Otherwise, keep it to yourself. Let's have a good football game, okay? All right, Benedictine is the visitor. You're going to call the toss. The helmet is a head. The backside is a tail, okay? What is your call?
Heads.
What did he say? Heads is the call. It is a tail. You want to defer, right? You want the ball.
St. Francis has won the toss. Deferred.
All right, Joe, so there you have it. USF has won the coin toss. They've decided to defer, and they are kicking with the wind to open the game. And Benedictine will receive, facing the north. And Mirror Lake, we have Whitecaps cresting at 2 feet, just to let you know.
We put the boat away.
The wind is certainly going to be a factor down here, Joe. It's nasty.
How about the drainage, Sean? You're walking down there.
Yeah, it's much better than what it was before, at least out here on the field. Now, the sidelines where the concrete hits the turf, there is still standing water. And, of course, going back under the bleachers, it's still at least a half inch, maybe an inch in some areas. But out here on the field, not so bad.
We'll be back. We'll have kickoff coming up. This is Cougar Football on Redeemer Radio, 106.3 FM, Northeast Indiana.
This is David X with Union Savings Bank Mortgage Department. So happy to support Bishop Lures and Bishop Dwenger student athletes who work so hard to be the best they can be. I'm here to support you too as you look for mortgage lending. If you need a home loan, pick up the phone and call me, 418-6191 anytime for low closing costs and great rates. 418-6191. I offer what you want, low closing costs and great rates. Call 418-6191. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, amen. Let us pray. As we gather in your name, O Lord, there are so many things for which we are grateful, for you have created us in your image and likeness, and you have filled us with gifts and talents and abilities. We thank you for the gifts that you have bestowed upon these athletes, their coaches, their parents, and their supporters. We ask you to bless this contest in which we show forth the beauty of creation by using our talents wisely. Help us always to use them for your greater honor and glory in a spirit of fairness and competition, so that this game may truly be a way of bringing to the world an awareness of you who are Lord forever and ever. Amen. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Strap in and turn up the radio for hard-hitting, high-scoring USF Cougar football. Coach Kevin Donley joins Joe Parson and the Redeemer Radio sports team for one of the great traditions in Fort Wayne sports as we count down to the kickoff on Redeemer Radio.
Here we go. Kevin Gardner tees it up, kicks it long and deep. That one will go into the end zone across the end line. So it'll be a touchback, and we will see Benedictine College first possession of the football. Cougars won the toss, deferred. They want the wind, which is blowing from left to right as we look at it. This field here at Darcy Stadium laid out north to south. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Ravens. Their white uniforms, red pants, blue helmets, moving from right to left. Take a look at this 6-foot junior quarterback, Schaefer Schutz. He is a 6-foot junior, 200 pounds. And they have an offset eye to the right side. They'll look, play action fact, rolling to the right side. That Schutz steps up, but dumps it off into the flats. Let's see if that's rule to catch. Diving for it, the rule to catch, it'll be a gain of about 4 yards. So that's a little bit of a surprise by Benedictine College going to the air on the first snap.
And what we'll see tonight, Joe, is Benedictine working out of the eye a lot because they can do a lot with it. So there you see a pass on first down.
Zach Renfro's the up back, offset to the right. Again, this time, and a big hole to the left side for E.J. Johnson. Turned the corner, 35-40. wins the foot race out of bounds near side to the 45. This kid is quick.
Yeah, Pearson Harnish just had to chase him out of bounds and force him out. And again, he can run out of that I formation. He's got good vision down the field and he knows when to make the breaks.
Nose of the football spotted just inside the Ravens' 45-yard line. Wide to the left side, Aaron Jackson, one of their tall receivers, a junior at 6'3", leads them with 44 catches. Wide to the near side, Wilmer Cole's got the coverage on him. And here is the handoff again, and this time he's wrapped up, does fall forward. Good defensive play that time. It's pinching in from the left side that's Jordan May wearing number 93 tonight.
That's right, Jordan May from his DN position came around with some backside pressure, was able to hit him at the line of scrimmage, but he did fall forward for a couple.
Keeps that to a pickup of just a 2-yard gain. Again, one wide either side of the field. Stay in the I formation. Here is the give again, and there is running room. And they will be close to another first down. That was E.J. Johnson, held up just a little bit. He got across midfield, had the ball at about the 48, stopped. Otherwise, Sean, I think he could have a few yards more.
Yeah, he had a downfield blocker in front of him as well, and he was trying to wait for that block to clear. But if he would have just jumped ahead, he probably would have had the first down. Nonetheless, great run.
Big offensive line. They average 296 a man tackle to tackle. Here shoots under center, takes a look at that Cougar D. Now is ready under center to take that snap. 3rd and 1. He fumbled the football, dives for it, got it back, or did he?
I think he did, Joe. Yeah.
Back around the 49. That'll bring up 4th down, and they're going to play field position. They'll bring in the punt team.
Again, we may see a lot of that tonight. It is wet. It is slick. The wind down there is really something. So, again, very surprising to see Benedictine throw on that first down, but then keep it on the ground afterwards. That's the safe play tonight.
Sebastian Harris does the punting. He waits at his own 36. Had 5 punts last week against Peru State. Had a long of 37. He's averaging only about 35.2 yards a punt. Rush is coming. Kick is away. High, short. Boswell calling fair catch. Lets it bounce. Takes a Benedictine roll inside the 20 down to the 14-yard line. So on a night like this with a wind, that's probably the wise choice.
You know, we saw some of that last night at high school football. Oh, boy, it was just very troublesome. The Bishop Dwenger Saints really trying to get on the same page, and sometimes on nights like these with the wind being such a factor, just leave those punts alone and let the chips fall where they may.
We do see Justin Green trotting onto the field. There was some question about if and how long he can go. He's got an issue with a toe, but he's out there to start the ball game. Comes in number 2 in the Mid-States Football Association with 1,282 yards. That's 9th best in the entire NAIA. Works to the right side and turns the corner, got to the 15, another yard out to about the 16-yard line. So gain of a couple, and they spot that ball, in fact, just short of the 17.
Yeah, standard opening play there, off tackle to the right side, and Green just trying to get his sea legs and get a feel for the game here and start out very conservative.
Let's call that a pickup of 3 yards, 2nd down and 7. They work from the right side hash mark. Ferrer comes in with 3,240 yards passing, number 1 in the Mid-States Football Association, number 8 nationally in the NAIA. Short drop, looks right, pump fake, now runs. He's got open running, 20, and slides down to the 25. That will be short of a first down stick. Good sportsmanship back. There was one of the defenders, Daniel Frymouth, got hooked up with some of the linemen offensively for St. Francis, namely Jalen Gamble, and Gamble helps him up.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, when the whistle blows, you're a gentleman, and when the whistle blows, you're a competitor. So it's a nice job by Gamble.
Officials like to see that,
yes,
by the way.
That's right.
It is 3rd down and a yard. St. Francis, now let's check that Ravens defense. Just one back. Here's a run to the right side, and that's Green in the second level. First to the 35 to the 40. Across to the 43-yard line. Justin Green with a good run.
Just a great counter that time. The guard tackle did a fine job opening up a seam right in the middle. They started to the right, and then automatically at the mesh point, he pivots back left, finds some room through the middle, and gashes that defense for a big first down.
1st and 10, USF at their own 42-yard line. Offensive line averages 270 a man tackle. Connor Holcomb, gone there all year at center. The transformed guard last year. Austin Smoger and Jalen Gamble the guards. Nick Shoemaker and Alex Woods are the tackles. Gegner sets up on the wing to the left side. Play action fake. Here's Ferrer, dumps it. He's got a wide open catch. That's Boswell out there, and he's into Ravens territory down inside the 40-yard line goes Sean Boswell.
You know, and this is the danger right here for Benedictine because the USF attack is so balanced. They can throw effectively and run effectively on any given down. They really need to have some tight coverage out there on the corners.
Cougars will look at 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line of Benedictine College. Benedictine had the ball first possession, but a fumble cost them a chance to convert in St. Francis territory. They had to punt. Now the Cougars on the move with 10:25 remaining in the first quarter. No score. Ferrer out of the pistol. Long count from the line of scrimmage. Looks again, and boy, there was a broken play. He's got to run, and he'll lose yardage outside the 41-yard line. And something wrong there.
Something wrong there. He pivoted right with the ball, looking for Green to be on his right side with a quick handoff. He wasn't there, so he had to spin around and try and go left and follow a block, and it was not there. So that's a tackle for loss for Benedictine.
Let's call that a loss of 3 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 13. By the way, if you missed the announcement, I do believe Rocky James is out there. He's missed the last, 4 or 5 games. Rixey comes wide to the right side. Boswell up in the slot. Now Justin Green, they flip-flop him to the left side. Here's Ferrer out of the pistol again, looking to make a throw. And looks to the right side. That ball sails. Rixey had it, lost it, popped into the air. It hung for a moment, but drops incomplete. Now it'll be 3rd down and long.
Yeah, they had the same wheel blitz coming too on the defense side that there. They got to Ferrer. He took a shot as he was releasing that ball, so it wasn't exactly on target. Close enough maybe for a reception, but again, good coverage would have limited the gain anyway. So this is a stiff Benedictine defense right now.
St. Francis trying to reach the 29-yard line now on this snap. They are 56% on the year. That's 2nd best among all teams in the NAIA on 3rd down conversions. 2 wide to the right side. Same formation we saw last time around. Now Gegner sets up on the right wing. Ferrer drops. Looks, throws it, fade. The looking left side. Got a man out there. Ball is caught inside the 15. And that is Rocky James. He's got it down to about the 12-yard. No, they're going to mark it down at the 14, I believe. How do you figure that?
Yeah, maybe when he started his skid. I don't know.
Maybe stepped out of bounds.
Right, could be. Yeah, but again, a beautiful, beautiful touch that time by Ferrer. And again, creating some last-second separation. It was a beautiful catch that time. And now the USF Cougars are paying off because, again, they chose the wind here in the first quarter, so they have to make these first quarter drives count to get on top with the wind.
1st and 10 from the 14-yard line. Again, St. Francis works from the left side hash mark now. They still have 2 wide to the right. Raven show blitz coming to left side. Here's Ferrer dancing in the pocket, has time, throws right, he's got a catch. Chrisman has got it and works his way, I believe, down inside to about the 6-yard. Oh, it's Boswell with the catch, not Chrisman. And it will be, let's see.
Maybe 2nd and short coming up here, Joe, maybe.
They can pick up a 1st down without scoring inside the 5. It'll be 2nd down. Let's call it about 3.5. Cougars break the huddle now. Rixey splits wide to the right side. Sean Boswell also up in the slot to the right side. And Ferrer out of the shotgun formation. Got Boswell. Fakes to hit. Now he did flip the ball to him. Needs a block and steps over would-be tacklers. Has the 1st down, I believe. Did not score the touchdown, but it'll be 1st and goal somewhere inside the 4.
Yeah, I think they're going to put him right there at the 4-yard line. And again, a very effective, just little touch pass, kind of mimicking that jet sweep where the ball goes back into the fingers of Ferrer, and he just flicks it forward. And the timing was fantastic for Boswell.
Practicing my dance step up here in the dark.
Over here?
Oh, yeah. And I wasn't drinking. Trust me. 7:48 remains in the opening quarter. Cougars trying to draw first blood here in this first-round playoff matchup. And what do we have?
3rd and inches. They didn't give him the first down.
They did not give him the first down. Motion to the right side by Gegner. Here's Green, starts left, works right, runs into wall, pushes the pile. Did he get in? Officials are going to take a look. I believe they're going to rule him short, but he will have the first down.
What a push that time. Boy, he got right into the back of that offensive line and just willed them forward. And they're going to be just a yard shy, but again, it will be a first down for the Cougars.
And how about Jalen Gamble? You can see number 77 just kind of inserting his will.
Right.
It'll be 1st and goal from just inside the 1. They bring in Chris Smith now, the extra blocker. Tight formation. Justin Green is the running back, and they'll hand the ball to him. Looks, dives for the end zone. Second effort, touchdown. Green from a yard out. Had 3 touchdown rushes 2 weeks ago in the regular season finale, and now scores at the 7:06 mark, and the Cougars on the board to take the early 6-0 lead.
Well, he sniffed it, Joe. He was looking at a wall in front of him, an absolute wall, so he went vertical. He did the leap. He got over, and he was floating on the helmets to get over that line, and an effective touchdown it was for the Cougars.
Gavin Gardner comes on to attempt the extra point. He's got 70 points this year. Waiting for the snap, right-footed kick, and that was partially blocked, and it's wide left. So that will leave it a 6-0 ball game. St. Francis is on the board, and by the way, Ravens have got 2 block kicks this year. That gives them a third, but St. Francis in the early lead at 6-0. We'll be back. We'll step out. This is Cougar Football on Redeemer Radio, 106.3 FM Northeast Indiana.
Hello, I'm Tom Steele with Tom Steele Tire and Auto Repair, a family-owned business for over 35 years. We carry all major brands of new tires as well as a large selection of quality used tires to save you money. We do all types of auto repairs, be it brakes, alignment, or just fix your air conditioning. Tom Steele Tire, North Clinton or Illinois Road. Give us a try. You'll be glad you did.
With Sean McBride, I'm Joe Parson back at Darcy Stadium. Well, the Cougars, they get on the board first on the 1-yard dive into the end zone by Justin Green.
The strategy pays off, Joe. They've got the wind at their backs here in the first quarter, so these drives that they have now are exceedingly important to make Benedictine pay for having the wind in their face.
Gardner, who had that kick, extra point kick blocked, now looks to drive it again. High end over end, and comes down and be fielded at the 1, and nearly falling down was the ball return of 15-20, return right side, and then he does fall down. I thought for a moment, I don't know if he lost a shoe, I thought the football might have popped free, but it'll be 1st and 10. Benedictine College at their own about 22-yard line.
And again, this is going to be their second drive here to start in the first quarter. They were unsuccessful to keep the drive alive the first time, resulted in a short punt, and gave the University of St. Francis Cougars the 6-0 lead. So let's see what they can do here on offense to start their second drive.
Aaron Jackson wide to the left side. They love to get him involved. Leads them with 44 catches coming into tonight's ball game. Under center, shoots, looks, gives to the fullback, that's Renfro, and he dives up to about the 45.
Yeah, Zach Renfro checks in, 6 foot, 215-pound senior. You know, this is he's linebacker size, and he really has a nice set of shoulders on him and knows how to power through that line.
Had 1 carry last week for 6 yards. That's only his 20th carry for the year, but he picks up 4 yards, 2nd down and 6. E.J. Johnson is the one back to give the ball to. No, it's play action fake and a throw to the right in the flats. That ball is dropped. I believe that was Renfro that came out of the backfield. And he does have 9 catches on the year, 1 last week for 5 yards, but couldn't find the handle on that one.
Yeah, they flood the right side zone over there, and he was from his backfield position, just did an up and out route that time. So he was running away from the ball as it was being thrown, and he just could not come up with it. The conditions right now tonight with the rain still coming down, not ideal for a big passing attack.
Ravens are 52% on the year, 3rd down conversions. They were 5 of 11 last week. Number 4 among all NAIA football teams, not bad in 3rd down conversions. And they need 6 yards. Here is Schutz looking to throw, has time, scrambles to his right, looking, is trying to run for the 1st down stick, is not going to get there. Got only to the 27. Good pursuit that time by USF defensively, and they will force a 4th down punt for the 2nd time tonight.
Yeah, that was number 31, Marcus Stepp, broke his coverage in the short zone that time to sprint out, did a nice job pursuing that quarterback, took a great angle, and finally able to trip him up, preventing him from getting a 1st down.
So we will see the punter come on. That's Sebastian Harris once again. This time he will kick from about his own 13-yard line. Rixey and Boswell back, moving up a little bit. High snap, kick is away, high, and driving back Boswell and rotating back to the 30, called fair catch. That one kind of caught them by surprise against the wind. That carried a little bit further than the Cougars were expecting.
Surely did. He put a nice spiral on that ball, and it was able to cut through that turbulence up there and get some additional yards. So Boswell kind of taken back, literally. And so they're going to mark it just shy of the 31 there.
But so far, Sean, the story of this ball game, St. Francis defensively have forced 2 punts.
Yeah.
And on their first possession, they have gotten it into the end zone for an early 6-0 lead.
Yeah, nice long sustained drive out there by the offense. And, of course, giving them the opportunity is that stifling defense. That was a 3-and-out there for Benedictine. So USF Cougar defense once again showing up early.
Ravens show cover 2 defensively. Rocky James is in wide to the left side. They've got Boswell that way as well. Rixey to the right. Here's Justin Green looking for running room. 35, 40, 45, second level again. He's up the midfield and holds onto the football. And they'll mark him down into Ravens territory inside the 49-yard line.
Just a fantastic job getting to the edge. He looks 110% healthy right now. But how about Sean Boswell doing a great job of downfield blocking, man-on-man out there in the flats. Got Green an additional 7 yards because of that block.
I'll tell you what, that's a great observation, Sean, because as good as Justin Green is, you don't go anywhere unless you have blocking.
That's it.
You saw a little bit of that last night by Lowell, unfortunately, from a Dwenger standpoint. 1st and 10. Here's Ferrer, gives the Green off tackle right, trying to turn the corner, and can't do it this time. Maybe gets about a half a yard inside the 49. Good containment and pursuit. They kept that stretched out laterally to their defensive left side.
Yes, indeed they did, Joe, and a nice job that time by the corner. That is Keegan Bell on Benedictine's defense, doing a fine job coming in and cutting that edge off.
And Dayton Bush also had a hand coming across. 2nd down and 9. Same set. James splits wide to the left. Inside him in the slot will be Boswell. Shotgun formation now for Ferrer. Looks, long count, now looks away, might change the play call. Play clock is at 5, at 4, has got to hurry. They flip-flop with 2, with 1, they get the play underway. Here's a ball in the flats, and Rocky James has got it and got nailed immediately at about the 44.
Well, great job keeping hold of that ball. Of course, it is slick, and as soon as he turned, little hitch pattern out there on the far side, he was taking a shot right in the hips that time and dropped for no yards after the catch. So nice job hanging on to the ball.
That ball kind of waffled a little bit for Ferrer. Came into Rocky James high, and as you said, he left his feet and took the hit. Now it'll be 3rd down and 5. St. Francis trying to reach the Ravens' 39-yard line on this snap. This time the wide side is to the right with 2 wide. Ferrer looks to throw again, looks right, throws in the slots, got Rixey. Rixey 1st down, nice move inside the 35, gets extra yardage down to the 34-yard line, and here comes that Cougar machine.
Yes, indeed, just a very nice inside move after the catch to break him free for some additional yards, and that was the icing on the cake. So again, Ferrer put the ball right on the money, and it was all up to the receiver after that.
Cougars make a couple of changes now. Casey Call will come in, a freshman. Seeing his first snap of the night. Will Christmas, yeah, I got that on my mind. Will Christman, 6'6" sophomore, checks in for the first time tonight as well. Offset eye to the left side. Boswell in motion from the right wing. Resets into the flats left side. The give is to Green again, looking for running room, and knifes his way for a couple of yards off the left side down to about the 33, maybe the 32.
Yeah, that play took a little bit too long. He needed to hit that hole much faster because the backside end who was crashing in was able to get him from behind and stop him from hitting the hole. The hole was there. He just needs to aggressively take that ball.
Ball spotted just inside the 33. That's just a gain of 1 yard. 2:35 remaining in this first quarter. 6-0 USF. Green has stayed in for all the snaps so far tonight offensively for St. Francis. Kevin Donley's thought he might have to use a kind of a committee of running backs tonight. Ferrer to throw again, looks, dances, flush to his right, throws on the run, looking for Rixey, can't find it at the goal line, reached, but just a little bit too high for the 5'10" sophomore.
Yep, 6'2", he would have had it, Joe. that's about it right there.
Had a step, though.
Yes, he did. He had a little bit of separation. The ball was certainly there. Again, if he could have high-pointed that ball, maybe. But again, throwing off balance and on the run was Ferrer. So just an incomplete pass.
Green, by the way, checks out of the ball game now. Eli Wallace comes in for the first time tonight. Rocky James in wide to the left. That's the short side. Cougars need 9 on this snap. with 2:15 remaining in this first quarter. Ferrer drops the throw. Pressure's coming. They had him. Steps out of it. Throws. And that one's incomplete into double coverage. Sean Boswell, the intended receiver, at about the 25. Incomplete. So bring up 4th down and 9.
Yeah, the linebacker did a twist stunt that time and created some pressure there through the interior. He had to step out of it. And again, was on the run while throwing. And it looks like this might be 4-down territory, Joe.
No punt team out there. Incompleted pass stopped the clock with 2:09 remaining in the opening quarter. Rixey and Boswell, the two wideouts to the right side. Rocky James to the left to come up and press coverage on him. Got a wing back out to the left side as Ferrer wants to throw again. Pressure's coming and got away. Trying to throw. The ball was going forward. Let's see, they may rule that a fumble. And let's see how the officials rule it, and they are going to call it 1st and 10 Ravens at their own 48-yard line. That one had trouble all the way.
That was about a 15-yard loss that time. Big sack and loss of possession for the USF Cougars. Again, the defense stunning that time, finding the seams to get back to Ferrer and creating all kinds of problems for him. So, again, on 4th and 9, they were unsuccessful, and now Benedictine has a short field in front of them.
Ravens at the 47.
Oh, there was a penalty too, Joe. Holding against St. Francis, but it is declined.
So the fumble recovery will stand. And the Ravens will send out the offensive unit now with a great opportunity trying to get their first score of the ball game. 2:01 remains here in the first quarter. Benedictine working from right to left, basically still against the wind. Now shotgun formation for Schutz. Play action read. He runs. He did hand the ball off, and a quick step up the middle that time by Johnson. He's already to the Cougar 45.
Yeah, he hit that hole very hard and was downhill all the way. And the offensive line did a fine job checking off the defensive tackle there, creating that opportunity.
Logan Harris comes in. He's up in the slot to the left side for the Ravens now. It'll be 2nd down and short. Here's a run off tackle and some running room again. This time they bring in Marquis Stewart. Stewart, who had a good effort, 8 carries last week for 125 yards and 2 scoring touchdowns. And boy, he backs up E.J. Johnson very well. He's got a 1st down at the St. Francis 36.
Yeah, the linebackers came into the wrong gap that time, and there was a big hole.
Running backs very elusive, quick steps. And they'll give to Marquis Stewart again. And looking for running room. He's still on his feet on the way down inside the 30 of USF. And just short of the 1st down as he's knocked down at the 29-yard line of St. Francis.
Well, again, not only a hard-nosed runner, but also patient as well. Zigzagging his way through the interior of that line, looking for any type of seam he has. Another successful run by the Ravens.
Benedictine does not huddle up. We've got 48 seconds on the clock. Play clock shows 19. Now they come up to the line of scrimmage once again. Running back offset to the left of Schaefer Schutz. And he looks again, the read option, hands it off and back in and running for the 1st down and much more. They've got a chance to score, in fact, with a run inside the 15 down. They brought in E.J. Johnson once again.
Yeah, obviously what we have seen right there on that play, you can't hit Johnson high. Hitting him around the shoulders will not bring him down. You got to get low, wrap him, bite the ball, and plant him. That's the only way you're going to be able to bring him down.
It'll be 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. This may be the final snap of this fast-moving first quarter, 6-0 USF. But on the move in the red zone now are the Ravens. Working from the right side to hash mark. Here's Schutz again, looking, hands it off, and good defense that time. Staying at home, weak side right. Cougars stop it for basically no gain, and that will be the final snap of this first quarter. 6-0 USF, but Benedictine still with an opportunity when we return. We'll step out. This is Cougar Football on Redeemer Radio, 106.3 FM, Northeast Indiana.
Hello, sports fans. This is
running 2 here, Joe.
1 minute, yeah, quarter break.
It's time to get geared up for our fall sports season. Whether competing on the soccer field, golf, or cross-country course, volleyball court, or on the gridiron, we wish good luck and great sportsmanship to all our student athletes and their teams. May we become the saints we are called to be. Saint Sebastian, Pray for us.
Hey, it's Kyle from The Kyle Hyman Show, heard weekdays from 7 to 8 a.m. here on Redeemer Radio. And every morning we meet you where you are, getting out of bed, drinking your coffee, on your way to work, and through prayer, guests, personal stories, sometimes games, we bring you Catholicism with joy and fun to start your day. So don't miss The Kyle Hyman Show weekdays from 7 to 8 a.m. right here on Redeemer Radio.
Football fans, just a reminder that H&L Electric is your full-service electrical contractor. From commercial and industrial to residential, H&L Electric can handle the smallest to the largest of projects for you or your business.
Jameel Kirkland in the ball game, wide to the right side. And let's see if they're staying with E.J. Johnson as the running back, as Schutz ready to take the snap, read option again. And here is a little stop-and-go move, but nothing there. Defense right there as coming of Eric Dutton played it very well.
Dutton and Harnish both were coming off the bottom of the pile right there. They were able to fill that gap, so he couldn't get to the edge, and as soon as he turned back, the rest of the defensive line was right there. Nice play.
No gain, though spotted right at the 14. Third down. Well, the down marker shows third down. Scoreboard shows second down.
Should be third.
It is third.
Yeah.
3 wide to the left side. Shoots, let's see if he goes to the air. Looks to throw quickly in the flats. He's got a wide open catch and a drop ball. Wow, that was a gimme that time for Logan Harris, but the ball was sinking and dying, and he just couldn't put it away. That might have been 6.
That should have been 6, Joe. You were right. He got lost. He was alone in the flats on the left side, and the ball, like you called it beautifully, it was sinking and down near his knees, was not able to concentrate enough to pick it up and run into the end zone. But that is a huge missed opportunity for Benedictine.
Jacob Young comes on to try to get points on the board. This will be about a 31-yard field goal attempt. He's 3 of 7. And there's a bad snap, and they won't get any. The ball is free, and the Cougars have got a chance now. Pearson Harnish in a foot race inside the 40-yard line, and they're going to whistle it dead and blow it back. Wow, Pearson Harnish, he thought he had early in the year on a direct snap, he had a 50-yard touchdown run. He thought he was on the way for another.
He wanted more of that highlight film tonight, and that would have been a great one right there, but they must have said his knee was down, and so the possession will change. But still a great job inside the red zone, Joe. The USF defense comes up big, and so again, no points on the board for Benedictine on that drive.
And basically that comes down to a 4th down stop, and St. Francis will have the ball at their own 29-yard line.
Now, again, with the quarter break here, the wind is now in Ferrer's face. And again, it is a big gusting wind down there. The rain's still coming down. This could be a challenge this quarter.
Here's Nick out of the pistol. Looks at blitz coming defensive right side. Wants to throw again. Taking a lot of time. Throws near side. High ball. That's a one-handed catch. Sean Boswell tipped it back to himself, and he's all the way up to the 45-yard line. And this little guy is just simply amazing, folks.
I tell you what, I cannot believe he came up with that ball. He must have had Wheaties during the break, Joe, that we were having our rain delay. Because what an athletic move that was. He was about 6 or 8 inches taller than what he should have been, and he came up with a great catch.
He's 5'9", and actually mistimed his leap. He went up a little bit too early, but somehow hung in the air and tipped it back to himself. 1st and 10, just short of midfield now. Ferrer looks screen, off tackle on the right side, and steps out of one tackle and gets another yard into Ravens territory just inside the midfield stripe.
Again, nice push that time by the USF front 5, doing a fine job knocking those defenders off their blocks and giving Green an opportunity.
Green 2 weeks ago had 18 carries, 148 yards, 3 rushing touchdowns, and of course opened the game with that 96-yard kickoff return touchdown. Finished the regular season with 144 points. That is like I think it was 60 points ahead of his nearest pursuer. Here's the screen set up, and they've got Gengner, I believe, at the 45, 40, and still on his feet, dives forward down to about the 36-yard line. Big fella was picking him up, laying him down.
Yes, he was, and I tell you what, Ferrer ought to get into sales because he sold that screen absolutely beautifully right there, stepping back and then finally lofting the ball over the pursuing defensive line, and it was set up just spectacular.
They will spot it at the Ravens' 36-yard line now. Clock moving along. We're inside of 13 minutes, time remaining in this first half. Ferrer, this time out of the pistol, too wide to his left, looks, hands to Green. Green off tackle, trying to turn the corner, does. Cuts to the 35, lowers the shoulder, gets another yard to the 34. As coming up and trying to get to him that time was the cornerback. It'll be the net gain of a couple of yards.
Kind of disappointed here, Joe. Every time I look to the turf there, a couple of these Benedictine players have these yellow cleats, and they look like flags to me.
You think it's a flag?
Yeah, I do. It's a tough one.
2nd down and 8. USF trying to add to their 6-0 lead. Gegner on the wing to the left side, too wide to the right and the wideouts. Here's a quick bubble screen coming to the right side. They got Boswell, hurries its way to the 30. He's knocked down short of the 1st down, around the 28, maybe the 27-yard line. And it'll bring up a 3rd down call, 3rd and a couple for St. Francis as Crispin checks in for Rocky James.
And watching Ferrer deliver that ball, he's really putting a lot of muscle behind that ball, even for a screen pass. Normally there might be some touch on it, but he is firing that ball out there to try and negate that wind that's on the field.
Yeah, it's cutting through. Look at the American flag is almost straight out at times. From the right side hash mark, tight formation now for USF. Motion out of it. Here's a counter run by Green. He's got the 1st down, cuts to the outside inside the 10, and then bumped out of bounds somewhere. And now there's a late penalty flag. I think there was thrown. And a couple of them.
Looks like somebody lost their bonnet, too.
That was Alex Woods that he was going on downfield.
Yeah.
Don't need no stinking helmet.
That's right. And Rixey did, again, a nice job downfield as well, creating some additional yards with his open field block.
But USF, which way we... His personal foul against St. Francis.
And no real indication of what that foul happens to be.
Or who against. That's going to move the ball back outside the 30 to the 36-yard line.
Boy, that hurts. Wow.
Clock shows 11:16 remaining. It'll be 3rd down. Boy, Green not only picked up the 1st down shot, I thought he had a chance to score, but instead now it'll be 3rd down and long. They've got to get down to about the 26-yard line. Looks like 3rd down and 10. Boy, you can hear that wind, I think, in our field bank. Here is the rush coming. Ferrer throws near side, one-handed, and that's dropped as, although that was Gegner that tried to make that catch, battling the wind, so it'll bring up 4th down.
Yeah, that was tough. There was really nobody around him, and that was just a drop ball. So they're going to have to clean that up for sure. And now a 4th and 10 for the USF Cougars as Ferrer comes off the field.
And Joe Nepper will check into the ball game for his first punt of the night. He had one 2 weeks ago against Taylor for 41 yards. He'll be punting against the wind. Waits at the right about midfield at the 49 basically of Benedictine. They have one back in punt return. Let's see how the wind plays with this one. Needs a good snap here. High snap, but he's got it. Steps up and kind of line drives it to the left side, and the Cougars trying to get to it before it gets in the end zone, and it just squirted through the legs of one of the Cougar at the goal line, and it will be ruled a touchback.
Oh, that's tough because Nepper did a fine job on that punt that time. Kept it as low as he possibly could. Took a nice Cougar bounce, but they were not able to touch it up before it trickles in.
That's when, of course, hindsight, but you almost want to just lay your body down and keep it from getting in case it takes one of those weird bounces. Instead, it'll come out to the 20-yard line, and still a 6-0 ball game with 10:50 remaining in the first half. Schaefer shoots, has gone all the way tonight at quarterback, sets up out of the gun. Got a running back offset to the right side, one wide either side of the field. As Schutz looks again on the read option and gives it off to E.J. Johnson as he tries to find running room off to the left side. Maybe gets a yard just across the 20 to the 21.
Yeah, he looked to bounce it outside, but he couldn't because it was great contained that time by Dutton on the outside linebacker position and also the DN. So he had to fight for anything through the middle, and there wasn't much there.
Johnson stays in. We've seen Marquise Stewart briefly for a couple of carries. Now this time they have a trips package wide to the right for Schutz. Schutz fakes, wants to throw into the flats, and boy, he was hit as he released the ball, and no chance to get that over to Logan Harris.
No, and 2 Cougars back there at the quarterback coming up big that time. Looks
Marcus Stempes, no, check it. It's Matt Muncie.
Muncie, yeah.
And also Mitch Thornbury just checked out of the ball game, and now it's 3rd down and 9. The Ravens trying to reach their own 30-yard line on this snap. Same set with 3 wide to the right side. Now here comes the blitz, and they got it. The same thing happened, but Logan Harris does catch the ball at the 35. And let's see, I think he's short of the first down. He is.
Is it going to be a block in the back is the question. The sidelines for USF want the call, but I don't think they're going to get it.
So it'll be 4th down and 4, and they'll have to be content with a punt coming up by Sebastian Harris. Again, Boswell and Rixey drop back in punt return back inside the Cougar 35. Pearson Harnish sets up on the nose now. 9 men up on the line of scrimmage, trying to get to Harris. He waits inside the 15, and here comes the kick high, and they'll let it bounce at the takes a Benedictine bounce. Rixey's got it, gets away from at the 35 to the 40 and dives. Second effort up to about the 45-yard line.
He's going to tape up his shoestrings because that was the only way he was stopped. He saw the lane as it was developing, and he was almost there. But again, a paw comes out, trips him up, and he stopped at the 45.
You know, we talked earlier about how elusive and quick the running backs were for Benedictine. How about Dan Rixey with that move on the punt return?
Yes, exciting to watch.
Now the Cougar offense comes back on the field. Decent field position, obviously, at their own 45 with 9:19 remaining in the first half. Still 6-0 St. Francis. And Ferrer out of the pistols got motion by Boswell, right to left behind the line of scrimmage. Looks to hand the ball off. There's Green. Green looking for running room. Stop and go move. Second effort to midfield. He'll pick up 5, maybe 6 yards.
It's a nice patient run that time. Hits the hole hard. Looks downfield. Looks for his lanes, and he advanced the ball. And now they've got 2nd and looks to be 4, maybe 5, Joe. You can do a lot here. The playbook is wide open.
Gotta love Justin Green. He comes up, and when he sees contact coming, he's got the ability, a little skip step to kind of change direction if he almost like Barry Sanders used to do it.
Yes.
That's a gain of 6, 2nd down and 4. Ferrer from the left side hash mark once again. Looking on the read option in running room, and Justin Green finds just enough to squirm through and bring it to the 45. And that should be enough for very close to a first down.
Should be enough here, Joe, depending upon the spot. They do give it to him. All right.
Tim Sharp is our referee tonight. Well, it took a little while to determine that one.
Yeah.
Looked like a no-brainer. Well, now they move the ball back to the 45-yard line, but it will be 1st and 10. Both teams with their full complement of 3 timeouts and under 8.5 minutes time remaining in the first half. 2 wide to the right side now. Ferrer's got motion this time at Chrisman. Resets in tandem. Looks on the draw. There's Green and dragged down from behind. He did have a gain back to the line of scrimmage. That one looked like it had promise.
Yeah, the run blitz was on that time as the linebacker sucked into the ain't gap right there. And again, almost outran the coverage there, but they were able to corral him right at the line of scrimmage for no gain.
Got Green just by a toe that time as he was about to find some running room right up the middle. Rixey comes back in wide to the right side. Boswell joins him in the slot. And Rocky James back in. They've got double coverage to the near side on him. And here's Ferrer, wants to throw, looks into the flats, has got to catch Boswell, and lost the football. And it looks like the Ravens have got it at their own 42. It'll be the 2nd turnover of the ball game by St. Francis.
Wow, with a short field to boot and the wind, so a huge play that time as he was getting spun down. Boswell lost possession of the ball. Somehow it stayed in bounds there on the far side of the field, and Benedictine was there to cover it.
So it'll be 1st and 10. Benedictine at their own 42-yard line. And we'll see that Ravens offense come back on the field.
Cougar defense on the field here for an extended period of time, and they're doing a fine job so far of shutting down the Benedictine offense. They need to do it again here on this drive.
Clock shows 7:33 remaining in the half. Harris comes in wide to the right side. They have an I formation, a little bit offset to the left. Under center shoots, looks, wants to throw. Throws the home run. Ball's got a man wide open downfield. They can't find the handle. That time they had the Cougar defense beat. That was Aaron Jackson that they tried to get the ball to, and he had a good 2 steps.
I think that was Ryan Johnson there back on coverage. He was able to make up some steps as the ball was in the air, but not enough. That was lucky that didn't wasn't a completion.
Schutz has thrown for just under 2,000 yards this season, 25 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. He's averaging just about 180 yards a game. And here is a tackle for a loss as Jamesic came through there, and they bring down the ball carrier for about a 2-yard loss at the 40.
Boy, they needed that. That's a big shot in the arm right there by the front 3 for the USF Cougar defense, just shaking off, did a nice swim move to get in there, and made a nice stop.
Marquis Stewart checks back in as the running back. It'll be 3rd down and 12. Ravens trying to reach the Cougar 48-yard line. Cougars have got 10 men up 9 men up near the line of scrimmage, and Schutz wants to throw again. He scrambles to his right, looking, dumps it off, and wide right, incomplete. Good coverage. They were trying to find Kirkland in the middle. Stan Jackson was there along with Ryan Johnson, and that'll bring up 4th down, and the Ravens, after their second fumble recovery, have to kick it away again.
And we've got a Cougar down on the field. That's Wilmer Cole, the cornerback right there, is in some pain. I don't know if he went down because of the slippery surface or what happened, but he's being attended to by the trainers right now.
Yeah, I did not see that myself, and with 6:46 remaining in this second quarter, 6-0 USF. Let's step out for this word. This is Cougar Football on Redeemer Radio, 106.3 FM, Northeast Indiana.
Programming on Redeemer Radio is underwritten in part by Bob Busher Homes. Floor plan customization is what they specialize in. Find floor.
That is correct.
And read Bob's story on the web at bobbusherhomes.com. Bob Busher Homes is locally owned with offices in Fort Wayne and Angola. For more information about new home building or remodeling, Bob Busher Homes can be reached at 260-490-3355.
With Sean McBride, I'm Joe Parson. Welcome back to Bishop John M. Darcy Stadium. Opening round delayed playoff game, first round. It is St. Francis, ranked number 1 against Benedictine College. And as bad as the weather may be tonight, Sean, in relative terms, far better than we saw earlier, anywhere from about 9, 10 o'clock this morning all the way through about 1:30 when they decided, you know what, with the thunder coming and lightning coming in, let's just bring that back, and we'll try it again here tonight at 6 o'clock with a delayed kickoff.
Yeah, they had the stadium cleared. There were no players out there, no one allowed out on the field, and of course, the only people left were really us up here in the press box, which doesn't give me a warm fuzzy, but they delayed it. Here we are, still lots of rain, lots of wind, but no lightning, so that's a great thing.
By the way, the word on Wilmer Cole coming off the field under his own power. Started out a little bit gingerly, now walking much better. So let's hope that bodes well and he can return to the game. It'll be 4th down and 12, and Sebastian Harris has been a busy guy. He's back in there to punt again, waits it just at his own 26-yard line. And Boswell and Rixey looking up into the rain. Here's the kick, high, short again. They're going to let that one bounce, and it'll take a bounce to about the 27-yard line of St. Francis. They're trying to kind of use a little bit of that wind power to bring it down to the 25. I don't know. We'll have to see. Now they're going to bring it back around the 27. I've never seen anybody do that. Try to.
Yeah, that's fun.
You lose a little bit of your palm to create a. Now what do we have here? Tim Sharp. I think he just indicated Cougar football, 1st and 10. I thought there was a penalty.
Yeah. Well, again, hats off to the Cougar defense. That was a 3-and-out off of the turnover, so Benedictine not able to really do anything off of Boswell's fumble, and the offense for the Cougars is back out onto the field.
So is Justin Green. He's played about every snap except for a couple, and he'll carry again. Looks to and runs right into traffic. And, boy, there was a late hit here, but no penalty flag.
Again, Green, what he always tries to do, he looks into those lanes, see what's there. Sometimes he makes a great decision, sometimes not. That time he ran right into a defender.
Gains about a half a yard. I thought Chandler Staley came in there a little bit late, but officials ruled no harm, no foul. They'll spot the ball just short of the 29-yard line now. Second down, we'll call it 9 as we approach 6 minutes right now remaining in this first half. Still 6-0 USF on the 1-yard dive in the end zone by Green. Here's Ferrer, throws across the middle. Rocky James has got it, cuts to the 35 and brought down just short of the first down. That's a pretty good tackle in the open by Benedictine that save, at least for a moment, the first down conversion.
No, I agree, Joe. That was a great open field tackle that time. In pursuit was number 35 for Benedictine, and for him to catch up and grab him from behind, hats off.
Chris Smith and Ryan Sonata now come into the ball game. I believe that's Ryan's first appearance of the night. Cougars with third down and about a yard. Trying to keep the drive alive. They've got the ball at their own 36-yard line now. And here is Ferrer in the pistol once again, looking to run the skip move, and I don't know if they've got it. Let's see.
It's going to be tough. I don't think.
And across the 41.
Stop short. Going to reserve judgment here.
Or I said 41 across the 37, and they're already anticipating no gain. They'll spot that ball back at the 37. It'll still be 4th down and 1. So Nipper will come on with exactly 5 minutes remaining in the half to punt the ball away.
Oh, this is dangerous. Boy, I don't like this.
Nipper needing a good snap. Looking into the rain and the wind. Waits at his own 24. Jameel Kirkland back in punt return. Got a good snap. Kick is away. Kind of a low click that hits the 45. Takes a sideways bounce down to about the 41-yard line, and that's where it will be touched. And once again, Ravens will have decent, very good field position to work with. They trail 6-0 here with 4:32 remaining in the half.
Well, both offensive squads having difficulty at this point. So, again, the defense for St. Francis back out onto the field once more to try and contain Benedictine. It's interesting, Joe, they've kind of moved away from the I formation. They're really doing more of a spread offense in these last couple drives, and we'll keep an eye on if, in fact, they get back to that I formation again.
In fact, we see a lot more of the read option, although this time Schaefer-Schutz will set up under center. Now they do have offset I to the right side with Renfro, the up back, in the I. Schutz looking to hand the ball to E.J. Johnson and trying to turn the corner. They lost containment again. He runs for an easy first down. That is the one thing we talked about earlier. In 20 years of Cougar football, the Cougars have done just an excellent, admirable job at so many things and taking away certain aspects from the opposing offenses. But when you give up something, when you take something away, you give something, and at times they've not had great containment to the outside. So it'll be 1st and 10 now at the USF 47. Same formation, offset I to the left side. The ball is dropped but fallen on right away by Schutz. And that'll be a loss back around the 48-yard line, a loss of 1.
Harnish made him pay for it too, so there was some contact there as the ball was getting on the ground, but a little loss there brings up 2nd and 10.5, 11 here.
Kirkland at 5'11", he's a senior, wide to the right. Flanked out here near side. They stay in the I, offset to the left side. Shoots under center, looks again, play action fake, wants to roll to his right. Directing traffic, throws on the runs, got a comeback catch at the 21. And that is a good turn by Kirkland as he'll have 1st and 10 for the Ravens inside the USF 20 at about the 19.
Very athletic move that time by the quarterback on the run to throw downfield like that and keep his eyes downfield. And again, it's a huge play for Benedictine inside the red zone now.
Cougars won the toss, deferred. They'll get the ball to start the second half. Hurry-up offense now for Benedictine. They're at the line of scrimmage, shoots under center. Looks again, hands it off. Off-tackle run to the right side. And that time, good pursuit. It was that Lee Stewart that came up in run support and stopped E.J. Johnson maybe for about 1.5 yard, 2-yard gain.
Yeah, that was Lee Stewart, number 4 that time, doing a fine job flowing with the play, shedding the block, and making the tackle.
They'll spot that ball at the 17. It'll be 2nd down and 8. Clock moves inside of 3 minutes. Now they've got a bunch line up 3 wide to the left side. Out of the shotgun formation, shoots, drops the throw, screens the ball, gets it to Johnson and trying to step out of the tackles. Not going to do it. Pearson Harnish would not let him get away. It's the loss back at the 20.
Tremendous job that time by Harnish and company. That linebacker core knew what was coming. It's like they were in the huddle with the offense because he was right there along with Dutton as well. So great job by that Cougar defense.
They mark the ball at the 19. Third down coming up. Third down basically 10. If you're looking ahead to a possible field goal, they are 3 of 7 only on the year and a long of 30 yards. Shotgun formation once again from the right side hash mark. Here shoots, short drop, looks, scrambles to his left side. Looking, throws over the middle, has got a man, and the ball is caught. That's down inside the 2 at the 1 yard line. And I believe that was Logan Harris. And it'll be first and goal with just 2:03 remaining in this first half. First and goal for the Ravens trying to take the lead.
He had a lot of time back there. The pocket was always holding. He finally had to go out to the left side after a long time. 5 defensive backs could not contain the pass. So a great job by Benedictine there.
Neither team has taken a timeout until now, and USF will call one with 1:53 on the clock. So they'll try to keep them out of the end zone. It'll be first and goal at the 2 yard line when we return to Darcy Stadium. 6-0 Cougars, but that lead in jeopardy. This is Cougar Football on Redeemer Radio, 106.3 FM, Northeast Indiana.
This is David X with Union Savings Bank Mortgage Department. So happy to support Bishop Lures and Bishop Dwenger student athletes who work so hard to be the best they can be. I'm here to support you too as you look for mortgage lending. If you need a home loan, pick up the phone and call me, 418-6191 anytime for low closing costs and great rates. 418-6191. I offer what you want, low closing costs and great rates. Call 418-6191. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Well, a week ago against Peru State, the running back tandem of E.J. Johnson and Marquise Stewart each had 2 rushing touchdowns. They'll stay in the I formation now, and I believe that is E.J. Johnson still in there. It is as the tailback in the I. Under center shoots, looking, and just lost the ball or tripped up. Or what happened there? They're going to get a touchdown out of it. I thought he was amazing to be able to. Did he carry it in the end zone himself? I thought he fell down.
No, the ball somehow got out to the right edge of the line, and somebody out of the backfield actually scored. I thought for sure he was trying to cover the ball as it was a bad snap.
So that would be a fumble recovery in the end zone, apparently. We'll get the official. So it's a 6-6 tie with 1:48 remaining. Now for the lead, a long kick, and that is good. And Benedictine has taken the lead on the number 1 ranked Cougars here with just under 2 minutes remaining in the first half, 7-6. And we'll be back. This is Cougar Football on Redeemer Radio, 106.3 FM, Northeast Indiana.
The DeHaze Group is a locally owned, full-service insurance agency that has been servicing clients in Northeast Indiana since 1982. We have proven strategies that link our clients to exclusive insurance programs. Kevin Burns is a proud supporter of sports on Redeemer Radio. Call him at 260-424-5600 for all your insurance needs. The DeHaze Group, exceeding expectations beyond insurance.
Well, we always talk about you've got to be good to win football games. It always helps to have a little bit of luck. That was a ball that somehow squirted free into the end zone. And I don't know if that was Renfro that maybe reacted to it and jumped on it, but it's a touchdown for Benedictine. And now they've got the lead on the extra point conversion by Young to make it 7-6. Cougars getting ready with the kick return, high end over end, and that one is going into the end zone. And it'll be a touchback. That, by the way, is Stan Jackson back there in kick return. Haven't seen him back there, I don't believe, this year. Returning kicks, didn't have a chance on the long one, so it'll come out with 1:48 remaining in this first half. Cougars will have to go some 75 yards to try to get back in the lead here before the start of the second half.
That's going to be a tough one, too, because if you look at Old Glory out there, she is flapping hard in that breeze right there, and the rain still pelting the field. It's tough for the offense.
Here's Ferrer wanting to throw. On the draw, hands it off to Green. Darts his way in the middle of the field. backpedals across the 30. Cougars still with 2 timeouts remaining. Benedictine's got all 3 of theirs. That'll be a gain out across the 30 to the 31. 2nd down and 4 coming up. Hurry up offense now for St. Francis. Ferrer looks near side, throws the out. That one, no, well, they all jumped the route, and it's incomplete. As a good play defensively that time, but it goes incomplete. Rocky James with the intended receiver.
Yeah, Dyshawn Johnson from his corner position, number 22, was able to jump on that ball very quickly and nearly had that pick, but it's just an incomplete pass.
Now it'll be 3rd down and 4. Cougars trying to reach their own 35 on this snap. Clock stop of 1:24 remaining. Ferrer out of the shotgun formation. And looking, steps up in the pocket, wants to throw the home run ball up, and that's looking for Rocky James. No chance on that one, double coverage. So incomplete, and that'll leave 1:17 on the clock, and St. Francis will have to kick the ball away.
Well, you have to think right now, if Benedictine has a short field coming up off of the punt, again, USF punting into the wind, they may have a shot. They've got the wind. Will they go for the home run ball to close out the first half? That's the question.
Got Kirkland back in punt return, sets up at his own 37-yard line. Nepper needing a good snap again. He waits at the USF 18. High snap has got it, steps up and got it away. That's a low line drive kick. Hits at the 50-yard line, bounces downfield to the 45, down to the 44-yard line, so that'll leave 1:06 on the clock. And once again, that Ravens offense will come on the field, and we'll see if Schaefer shoots, tries to go vertical to get more points on the board for the Ravens in a 7-6 lead.
Well, 56 yards and 1:06 left to go. Let's see if they've got a high-powered offense out here. Again, we talked about it. They could get the edge, again, doing some edge routes, some end arounds, and stepping out of bounds to stop the clock on some runs, or will they take it to the air? We're going to find out here in moments.
This is a team that came in averaging 51.1 points a ball game, 4th best among all NAIA football teams. Shotgun formation now. Schaefer shoots out of the gun. Drops to throw. Looks, sets up, throws the home run ball. He's got a man downfield again. The ball is caught inside the 10, and they're down to the 5-yard line. And that was Aaron Jackson that beat the Cougars defense.
He is fast. That is all there is to it. And again, with a 4-man rush, quarterback had plenty of time to set up in the pocket. He launches it downfield. Man is open, textbook play.
So the clock runs under a minute. Ravens do not actually huddle up. They're looking to the sideline. Play clock is down to 14. Jackson stays in. He'll be sent wide to the left side. And it'll be 1st and goal from the 5-yard line. Now they've got 2 protectors in for shoots out of the gun. Looks to hand the ball off to Marquise Stewart. He's hit at the 3-yard line. Ball popped free in the end zone. And how are they going to rule it? They rule it down inside the 1. Possession maintained by Benedictine.
And a timeout on the field.
So they'll keep possession. Boy, they've been getting the bounces, but that's the playoffs. So 7-6 timeout on the field. That one called by Benedictine. We'll be back with 23.9 seconds remaining. Cougar football on Redeemer Radio, 106.3 FM, Northeast Indiana.
Looking for an orthopedic specialist? Ortho Northeast has been serving the community for 50 years with offices in 3 convenient locations. Dr. John Pritchard is a board-certified orthopedic surgeon with 24 years of experience with O&E and can assist you with the best treatment plan for your knee or shoulder pain. Dr. John Pritchard is looking forward to meeting you and helping with all your orthopedic needs. Call Dr. Pritchard at 260-484-8551 or online at ortho1.com.
With Sean McBride, I'm Joe Parson back at Darcy Stadium. Well, the Cougars have fumbled twice, and Benedictine also has tried to turn it over a couple of times, Sean, but Cougars have just not been able to find the handle.
Yeah, Benedictine is getting the bounce.
2nd and goal from the 1. 2 protectors in. Shoots out of the shotgun again. Wants to throw the quick fade to the corner. That one is caught, and let's see if they're going to rule it. A touchdown. And let's see if that's Jackson once again with a 1-yard touchdown catch at the 18-second mark.
Yeah, it is number 1 out there, the wide receiver, Aaron Jackson, 6'3", 190, does a fine job. Not necessarily the best thrown fade ball right there, but it was effective as they score 6.
Well, when you're 6'3", 6'4", you just play jump ball, go up and get it.
Yeah.
So it is 13-6. Right now a 7-point lead. Now Young is on to try to make it, and a driving extra point attempt is good. So that'll make it 14-6. It's still a one-score lead, but they've scored the last 14 points of this ball game, and we'll keep things right here as St. Francis. They are in a ball game, Sean, no question about it.
Well, again, we talked about it as the game progressed, and before the game, actually, Joe, the cream is rising to the top. And, of course, when we look at Benedictine's output on paper, the per-game average of 51 points per game, that's better than the USF Cougars. So, again, in the NAIA, strength of schedule counts for a lot, but these teams are so evenly matched around the league that Benedictine came to play. Of course, the defending national champions have a big bullseye right on their chest. Who doesn't want to knock them off? Everybody does. So, again, Benedictine came to play, and they are proving it right now.
Cougars just trying to get into the locker room and regroup here at home tonight in this 6-hour delayed kickoff start because of the weather. And here comes the kick now. High, end over end down the middle. That one goes into the end zone. They'll just take a knee so the clock does not move. And you would expect that probably St. Francis is just going to be content to take a knee and try to get to the locker room and regroup here.
Yeah, 18 seconds left right here. It really proves nothing. Even going for a home run ball, again, in the face of this nasty wind and rain, I don't know that that's going to prove effective. So, again, taking a knee, calling it a half, and regrouping is probably what they're going to do.
Yeah, Rixey drops back to the 15-yard line, and that is going to do it. They just take a knee, and the teams will go to the locker room. And just real quick, you think about this game, and how about from a Benedictine standpoint? They come in, they're expecting a 12 noon Eastern time kickoff. It's raining, and we don't get that kickoff. And they're probably checked out of their hotel room, so you wonder what they're doing all afternoon. Right. Does not appear to have fazed the Ravens one little bit.
They might have been in the weight room. Who knows? Because, they came out sharp. They, again, faced some adversity with USF going up on top to begin the contest with their opening drive. But, again, nothing is fazing them. And so, again, hats off to the Ravens.
We are at halftime, and St. Francis, their #1 ranking and playoff progress very much in jeopardy here at home tonight. At halftime, they trail the number 15 ranked Benedictine College Ravens by a score of 14-6. We'll be back with our halftime coverage. This is Cougar Football on Redeemer Radio, 106.3 FM, Northeast Indiana.
Stay connected with Redeemer Radio. On the new Redeemer Radio smartphone app, you can...
Okay, I'm going to run a minute here, Joe, and then the open.
Yep.
News and programming updates. You can receive alerts for our special broadcast, The Kyle Hyman Show, Redeemer Reflections, Odyssey Pilgrimage information, and more. Download the free Redeemer Radio app on your smartphone or tablet by searching Redeemer Radio in your Google Play or App Store. Brought to you in part by Notre Dame Federal Credit Union.
What passions do you want to pursue next in life? Do you want to be a sculptor, a volunteer, teach your grandkids to fish? As a financial advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services.
So we're pretty behind. That's going to leave us, Joe, with 8 more 30-second spots during halftime.
Okay.
And 1 60-second spot.
Okay. We'll get them in eventually.
432-3235. Offices located at 5750 Coventry Lane, Suite 110, Fort Wayne, Indiana, 46804. Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated. Member FINRA and SIPC.
It's the Halftime Report with scores, stats, and insights. Here's Joe and the sports team.
With John McBride, Joe Parson back at Darcy Stadium, and it has not been what Kevin Donley would look like. He used the term coming out of the Taylor game 2 weeks ago, Sean, sloppy performance. This one started well enough. We had a nice catch, one-handed, a volleyball catch by Sean Boswell. It eventually would set up a 1-yard jump into the end zone by Justin Green with just over 7 minutes remaining in the first quarter, but the extra point kick was blocked, and that left it 6-0. The first quarter would end that way in a 6-0 St. Francis lead, but then crazy things began happening. We had a minute 48 remaining in the second quarter, and there was a snap with a ball down deep for the Ravens inside the 2-yard line. Somehow it squirted into the end zone. One of the Ravens jumps on it in the end zone. It's a touchdown for Benedictine. We're in a 6-6 tie until Young comes up and hits the extra point to make it 7-6 Benedictine, their first lead of the night. Cougars unable to move the football, had to punt it away, and they had a big play as Schutz, throwing it down the middle, found Jackson down deep, and then with the ball at the 1 yard line, just threw it up with a fade to the left corner. Jump ball, and Jackson at about 6'3" went up and got it with 18 seconds remaining. Extra point by Young, and that's where we are right now at the half, 14-6. So all this happened, the Benedictine damage, if you will, offensively in the final 1:48 of this second quarter.
Yeah, that's how dangerous these kids are, and of course they've got a lot of moxie. They came to play, and they keep the nose to the grindstone. They don't get discouraged. All the cliches, pull them out because they can all be used. So what we're seeing, Joe, again, from the USF standpoint, the defense had performed very well up until 2 minutes ago in the first half. But I really have to put some of that on the offense. When they give Benedictine a short field to work from, then the pressure, again, goes on to the defensive shoulders, and they can only do so much for you. So, again, what I can see is that the USF Cougars need a longer, sustained drive on offense, and even if, in fact, they can't finish that drive, they need to punt it and pin them back deep. So far, they've given Benedictine a short field here in the later parts of the first half, and that has allowed the Ravens to convert.
It always amazes me during a football game, too, how you see the teams with adjustments and changes. As in the first quarter, the Cougars were getting a lot of pressure, not only on the running backs, but also on the quarterback, Schaefer Schutz. That kind of changed in the second quarter, as Schutz in particular, it's on that long throw downfield that set up the first touchdown. That's got to change, obviously, in the second half.
Yeah, again, USF came out from their scouting report knowing that Benedictine was a run-heavy team, so we're going to load the box and make him throw. Well, it turns out he can throw. And so then you have to spread out the defenders, especially your linebacker core. And again, we saw again tonight, USF, if in fact they could improve somewhere, it's containing the edge. And of course, they've not been able to do that, and Benedictine's been able to exploit that on the ground and in the air.
Well, it's been about as bad of a weather day as we've seen in a long time in Fort Wayne. Game was scheduled to kick off at 12 noon. No chance with that. Driving rain, that was not the factor, though. The lightning was, and it had the potential of being with us almost a good part of the afternoon, so they decided, I guess about 1:30, let's just regroup. We'll kick it off at 6 o'clock. Still raining. It's a heavy drizzle, wind blown out of the north-northwest at about 20 miles an hour, but gusting at times, they tell us, up to about 40 miles an hour. So this will not be an easy second half, 30 minutes for either team. But right now, Benedictine in the driver's seat. They have the edge on the number one ranked Cougars at 14-6. Let's step out for a 1-minute timeout. We'll bring you up to date on some other games that were played today in the NAIA first round, and we're looking for our stats coming up here when we can get them. But right now, 14-6, Benedictine in the lead at the half. And this is Cougar Football on Redeemer Radio, 106.3 FM.
Make a difference in your life and others by joining. Every great team has focus and talent, and at Parkview Sports Medicine, our focus is on you. From performance training and nutrition counseling to orthopedic surgery, athletic.
Copy that, and I think we have, for live reads, we have a Tipman, we have a Lures, we have an H&L.
You got a Tipman.
Yeah, Lures.
Okay.
Medicine to learn how we can help you and the athletes in your life be your best. Parkview Sports Medicine. Upgrade your game.
Diamonds are a girl's best friend, and diamonds are forever. And since 1988, Peter Franklin has been bringing you the finest diamonds imported from overseas diamond cutters. Peter Franklin Jewelers. Jewelry created from concept to completion by our master goldsmiths on staff. Peter Franklin Jewelers, with 3 locations to serve you: New Haven, DuPont Road, and Angola. Remember, it's not just jewelry, it's Peter Franklin.
Ladies and gentlemen, the St. Felix Catholic Center in Huntington, Indiana offers 1-day and overnight retreats with over 70 rooms. Be sure to visit Our Lady in her grotto and walk the 30 scenic acres. St. Felix is the home of the former home of Blessed Solanus Casey. You can visit their website at sfcatholiccenter.com to schedule your next meeting or retreat.
Let's bring you up to date on some scores elsewhere in the NAIA opening first-round matchups today. Concordia, Michigan had high hopes after their excellent season. Came in with a 9-1 record, but they had to go down to Georgia to face Reinhardt, and it was Reinhardt that came away with the 39-10 victory. Other final scores, it is Morningside with a big show of points at home. They eliminated Sterling of Kansas 63-7. A couple of other scores. Lindsey Wilson wins today. They were home and took out Southeast Florida 63-49. And we've got a couple of other finals, Sean, that I see on the NAIA website. It was also St. Xavier. They opened up today at home. They defeated Grandview by a final score of 39-23. So St. X from the Mid-States Football Association advances. Some of the other games, let's see, I think I've got one more. Georgetown of Kentucky takes out Baker of Kansas. Remember, Baker was the semifinal runner-up. St. Francis beat them in the championship game down at Daytona Beach. 36-33, Georgetown with the win here today. So those teams advance, and those are the scores that we have at this moment. Of course, the big one right here in Fort Wayne is the number one ranking and the survival of football at stake for the University of St. Francis. Their number one ranking really not all that much important right now because they have to come from behind to find a way against this very fine Benedictine College Ravens team. Ravens have got the halftime edge at 14-6. Let's pause once again for another 1 minute timeout. This is Cougar Football on Redeemer Radio 106.3 FM.
I have a special word for married men since I'm one of you. Our wives and children need us, faults and all. We are irreplaceable. We're made to be noble knights. Never leave your family. You are needed. God made us men inherently warriors. Just watch young boys playing, how they will quite naturally turn sticks into pretend guns or swords. Let's channel the fight that is in us to love, sacrifice for, and protect our wives and children through thick and thin. It is before God that we made a vow when we became united in marriage with our wives. Let's keep it. Quote, so then, what God has united, man must not divide. Mark 10:9-10. I'm Jim Littleton, formingfaithfulfamilies.com.
Welcome back to Darcy Stadium with Sean McBride. I'm Joe Parson. We're at halftime. St. Francis will get the football. They won the toss, deferred, and they trail here at halftime to Benedictine at 14-6. Well, 16 teams started today. That tournament field will be paired in half to 8 in a quarterfinal matchup next Saturday. If St. Francis finds a way to come back and win, they would host once again here next Saturday afternoon. Well, will it be at 12 noon? You never know with the weather we see this time of the year. But, Sean, you look at, we talked with Coach that before this matchup, normally the number 1 seed, number 2 seed, they play a 16 seed, a 15 seed. It's pretty much you just show up and phone it in.
Right.
Not today for St. Francis.
No.
They go against a Benedictine team that had lost 2 games by a total of 10 points. They lost early in the season. They played Baker, who lost today, within a touchdown. And then 2 weeks ago, they lost to Grandview by a field goal. So a very good, potent team that we've seen. We've been very impressed with the Ravens so far in the first half. And they have not only played well, but we've talked about it's not good enough just to be good. You've got to have the bounce of the football. You've got to have some luck, and the Ravens have had that as well to build this 14-6 lead.
Yeah, Joe, you're exactly right. They've had a few things go their way, and of course, when you look at their sidelines too, there are no slouch, Joe. When you talk about their coaching and management staff, from a combined experience standpoint, they are right there with USF as well. So they are well coached. They're executing very well. They're a hard-nosed team. And they are doing everything they can to find a way to win. And so far in the first half, being up 14-6, they have to feel good in the locker room right now, and they should.
You look at the defensive scoring averages. St. Francis came in number 1 in the MSFA, giving up opponents just 16.8 points a ball game. That was 4th best among all NAIA football teams. Benedictine right there as well, though, giving up just 17.7 points a ball game, 7th best in the NAIA. Waiting for the teams to come back out. Let's step out once again for a 1-minute timeout, and we'll be back with more of our halftime coverage. Cougar football on Redeemer Radio 106.3 FM, Northeast Indiana.
Are you suffering from chronic pain, had a knee replacement, an athlete injured in a game, or you tweaked your back perfecting a golf swing? Choose Indiana Physical Therapy for all your needs. IPT is a cost-effective provider that accepts all insurance plans. We offer the highest credentialed staff in the area, and we're open 7 to 7 to see you the same day you call. Find 17 Indiana Physical Therapy locations near you, and we'll get you back to work.
Sorry, after this, Joe, we have four more 30s after this.
4 30s and a 60?
No, we got the 60.
Okay, 4 30s. Very good.
Savings Bank Mortgage Department so happy to support Bishop Lures and Bishop Dwenger student athletes who work so hard to be the best they can be. I'm here to support you too as you look for mortgage lending. If you need a home loan, pick up the phone and call me 418-6191 anytime for low closing costs and great rates. 418-6191. I offer what you want, low closing costs and great rates. Call 418-6191. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Well, you mentioned how Benedictine comes in. Yes, a number 15 ranking, number 16 seed. But look at some of these numbers comparison. Talked about the scoring defense. Both teams, St. Francis and Benedictine, in the top 10 nationally. How about the scoring offense? As good as St. Francis is this year, averaging 48.8 points a ball game. That is fifth best. Benedictine even better, scoring at an average 51.1 clip this season. Fourth best. They dropped 66 last week on Peru State. Some of the other numbers, USF with a big advantage, but that's somewhat negated tonight through the air because of the wind. Ranked number 5 nationally, averaging 341 yards, .3 each and every football game. And Benedictine averaging 207 through the air. Big difference, though, in the run game. Ravens had 310 on the ground last week at Peru State. They averaged 264.9 each and every ball game. Cougars, who ran 2 weeks ago for 159 yards on the ground against Taylor, but for the season averaging 180.1. That's about an 85-yard swing differential in the run game. Rushing defense, about the same. St. Francis, number 1 in the mid-states this year, giving up less than 80 yards a game. But how about the Ravens, giving up only about 70 yards each and every contest, second best nationally. As far as the turnover margin, Benedictine came in plus 15 and St. Francis plus 11, but the last couple of weeks against Taylor they were -2, and we don't see the official numbers here so far tonight, but we know that St. Francis did have 2 fumbles recovered by Benedictine here in the first half. Waiting for the coach to come out to chat with hopefully Sean McBride, and waiting for the teams to come out for the second half. Let's step out once again for a 1-minute break. This is Cougar Football on Redeemer Radio 106.3 FM, Northeast Indiana.
The season is officially underway as the Black Friday sales event is going on right now at Glenbrook Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Score up to 6.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And Teen Chrysler Pacifica. And trucks are selling like crazy with up to $8,000 in savings.
Let me see here. Yeah, we have Bishop Lures.
Thank you for supporting Summit City Sports. For the last several years, we've provided the Fort Wayne community and beyond with coverage of a variety of sports, thanks to our title sponsorship from Parkview Sports Medicine. Since we began in 2015, our annual budget has covered the cost of videographers and commentators to over 300 plus games each year. New equipment and maintenance of that equipment, along with increased broadcast rights fees from the IHSAA. This season, we're reaching out to friends, families, and local businesses for additional sponsorships and donations. You can help us grow and get coverage to your favorite team or sport. A Summit City Sports sponsorship or donation will help make that happen. We have the goal of bringing fans live stream games of every SAC game we cover. With the additional funds, we'd invest in mobile internet devices, allowing us to bring our supporters every SAC conference football and boys and girls basketball games live, as well as more coverage for sports like cross country, tennis, golf, swimming, wrestling, track and field, baseball, and softball. For more information on sponsorships or how to donate, visit SummitCitySports.com.
the team at the halftime break?
Yeah, we just got to keep on playing. We've had a couple bad breaks. Fumble that should have been called down. We're down here for a score. It's going to be a dogfight. It's a good football team. We've been here before. We've got confidence to come out and play hard. I'm guessing we'll have the wind in our face in the third. We'll have it in our back in the fourth. So we're ready to go.
Good stuff. Thanks very much, Coach. Back up to you, Joe.
John McBride with the coach's comments, and we'll step out and we'll get ready. Strap it on. We get ready for the exciting final 30 minutes, or will we go to OT? You never know. This is Cougar Football on Redeemer Radio, 106.3 FM, Northeast Indiana.
Dear, do you have any cash? I owe Heather for lunch. Oh, and we need to send Jason money for textbooks.
Sound familiar? Now there's an easier way to pay with People Pay from First Federal Bank. It uses First Federal's mobile app to quickly and securely text or email cash and e-gift cards.
Oh, I still have to get a gift card for Dan's birthday. I think there's an ATM on the way.
Stop hunting for ATMs and start using People Pay. Check it out at first-fed.com/peoplepay. Member FDIC.
I have a special word for married men, since I'm one of you. Our wives and children need us, faults and all. We are irreplaceable. We're made to be.
Hey, Joe, I queued up the wrong spot there. This one's actually a 60, so is that okay?
I'm sorry?
I queued up the wrong spot there. This one's actually a 60.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
We still have 105, so whatever you
Okay, no worries then.
Just keep me.
Your swords. Let's channel.
I don't really have.
Copy. It's got 30 seconds.
Protect our wives and children through thick and thin. It is before God that we made a vow when we became united in marriage with our wives. Let's keep it. Quote, so then, what God has united, man must.
Back to you in 10.
Hide. Mark 10, 9 to 10. I'm Jim Littleton, forming FaithfulFamilies.com.
Well, we will find out what the Cougars have as far as heart and resiliency. Trailing it here at home, 14-6. Not the first time in playoff history that St. Francis has faced adversity and in a come-from-behind necessary mode. But one of the few times they've been ranked number one, and that has been the situation as it is here tonight. St. Xavier has won. They have advanced. Concordia has lost. So the Mid-States Football Association is 1-1 right now as far as the first-round playoffs here today. Justin Green, by the way, drops back into kick return. Remember, 2 weeks ago started the ball game with a 96-yard kickoff return. Cougars will have the win in the third quarter.
Yeah, not the fourth. So if they're going to take to the air, they got to make this quarter count right here.
Kick comes from right to left against the wind. Here we go. High ball, that's Justin Green running up to it. It's got it at the 14. One starts right, comes left, tripped up. Now splits the defense. He's at the 40, 45, gets to the outside at midfield, has a blocker in front of him. Down the left sideline, he's got a chance to go to the house, and a touchdown for Justin Green. That one from 86 yards out, and the Cougars on the board. It's 14-12, and we'd see no flags, I believe.
No flags. You'll have to turn the lights off just to see, but what a tremendous effort. That is exactly what the Cougars needed to do right there. That's what I'm talking about. This is playoff football, and they are jacked up.
84 yards. Now the Cougars will try for two, I believe. Last, 2 weeks ago, 96 yards to open up the ball game. Tonight, 84 yards to start the second half. Play clock is moving as Ryan Sonato now checks into the ball game. You think Justin might be a little winded?
He might very well be. I mean, that was a big run right there. They're missing personnel on the field. They're screaming.
They're going to have to call a timeout
for some support here.
They hurry up the line of scrimmage, 5-4. They hurry up with a set position, and now Ferrer said, you know what?
Yeah, it's not, yeah.
Let's regroup here. We have to use one of those valuable timeouts in a close ball game. So we'll step out for 30, but the Cougars strike early in the second half. They're back within 2. Cougar Football on Redeemer Radio, 106.3 FM, Northeast Indiana.
What you do for work matters. Finding the right job can be a challenge unless you have the help of a local job search partner that has strong relationships with area employers. We are Spherion Staffing, built on helping talented individuals find rewarding office, call center, light industrial, and professional opportunities. With Spherion, you'll have the immediate interest of top employers who trust their workforce needs to us. Discover the Spherion difference. Call us at 496-9900 or online at spherion.com.
Cougars now back out, ready to try for the two-point try conversion. Snyder's in. He's the running back offset a little bit behind. Ferrer wants to throw. Throws a tough pass, and it's caught. Wow. That just got through there. Is that Boswell?
That is Boswell. What a catch.
So the two-point conversion is good, and this game is tied. We talked about resiliency. You just saw it in action. 14-14 with a timeout. And the fans just barely back in their seats after the halftime break. We'll step out for 30. This is Cougar Football on Redeemer Radio, 106.3 FM.
Dear, do you have any cash? I owe Heather for lunch. Oh, and we need to send Jason money for textbooks.
Sound familiar? Now there's an easier way to pay with People Pay from First Federal Bank. It uses First Federal's mobile app to quickly and securely text or email cash and e-gift cards.
Oh, I still have to get a gift card for Dan's birthday. I think there's an ATM on the way.
Stop hunting for ATMs and start using People Pay. Check it out at first-fed.com/peoplepay. Member FDIC.
Now the Cougars will kick it away with the wind behind them from left to right. They'll tee it up from the 35-yard line. Jameel Kirkland back in punt return with Turner Fultz. Gardner gets the go-ahead, trying to drive it. High into Wren, down the middle, and 2 yards deep, almost a knee take him across the 5. They're bringing up 10-15, and a run right side. And that's across the 35 to almost the 37-yard line. So, a lot of excitement here to start this second half. New ball game with 14:39 remaining, 14s apiece.
So again, Benedictine, they will not lay down. They will not take a knee. They run that out. A nice 37-yard return that time. And they're set up with a shorter field than just taking that knee. So they're fired up too.
Never did get a look at stats of the first half.
I didn't see Bill, so if we get him, we'll talk about it.
From the 38 is where the Ravens start. Shotgun formation for Schaefer. Shoots out of the gun. Read option again. Hands it off. A run to the left side. Blockers in front, but nothing there. And here's brought down. Boy, the Cougars stretched that out laterally to their defensive right side for minimal gain, maybe a yard at most.
Again, backside pressure. Jordan May, number 93, doing a great job crashing down the line and pursuing that ball carrier. Again, the other side of the ball was doing a great job of containing that run, and he was able to make the play.
Aaron Jackson wide to the near side. Wilmer Cole's got the coverage. Dangerous pass receiver. Shotgun formation again. Shoots, looks his way, throws the ball short. Catch is made. That'll be again across the 45 to the 46. Good job by Jackson at 6'3", as he delivers as much of a blow as he takes. It'll bring up 3rd down and 1.
Critical down right here for Benedictine, because again, if the University of St. Francis Cougars can stuff them right here, they're going to maintain momentum. If the Benedictine Ravens get a first down, they will start to get some of that momentum back.
Spotted at the 47. Shoots says something to his running back now. Looks on the read option again, and they won't get there. Cougars fight through there. I believe that was Hummelgarn. It was. That's a loss back around the 43-yard line.
Cougar faithful on their feet. The defense comes off. They've done it. They've stuffed this drive. Brings up a 4th and 6 for Benedictine, and the punt team comes on. Hummelgarn just doing a fantastic job blowing up the middle of the line.
Well, the big fella knows, all the seniors, Sean, they know this might be their last game in their Cougar career. They're giving it all here in this final 30 minutes. Harris back to punt it away, waits at his own 29 for the snap. High snap, it's got it, rush, it's coming. Got it away, that might have been blocked partially. It comes near side, takes a Cougar bounce up across the 45 to the 47-yard line. And St. Francis will have very, very good field position. I don't know, did Marcus Stepp get a hand on that ball?
He may have. That was a terrible kick, regardless. So I would think, based upon past experience, that somebody got a hand on it, because from a net yardage perspective, there was really not much there at all.
But now Nick Ferrer and company trying to take over this football game. 12:45 remains in this third quarter. It has started with an electrifying bang on a touchdown run by Justin Green. Now he carries weak side right, cuts to the 50, pushing the pile into Ravens territory to about the 48-yard line. That'll be a pickup of about 5.
Yeah, they take Boswell on in motion to the far side of the field. Then Green cuts back to the close side and was able to get a nice gain of 5 that time. And now they're into Benedictine territory.
Offensive line, they've been so good all year long. Connor Holcomb at center. Austin Smoger, Jalen Gamble, the guards, and Nick Shoemaker and Alex Woods, the tackles. 2nd down and 5. Ferrer from the right side hash mark, barking out the signals, looks to Green again, runs through a hole, and he's got some running room, 40, 35. He's at the second level and bumped out of bounds inside the 25 around the 21-yard line.
Just beautiful. Just an off-tackle left play right there. The seam was there. You could drive a truck through it. And, boy, Green just made him pay.
Tell you what, it's playoff time, baby, and Justin Green has elevated his game now. He will step out and get a breather and a blow as Ryan Sonata checks into the ball game. And Cougars a little bit of confusion about personnel as they'll have 1st and 10 at the 21, trying to break this 14-14 tie. They led early 6-0, trailed 14-6. And Green with the touchdown on the opening kickoff. Boswell motion right to left as they look, and here's Sonata, cuts to his right, stumbles forward inside the 20-yard line and got a couple more yards down to the 18.
You know, Sonata really a good short yardage runner out there. He runs very, very hard, low to the ground, and gets nice and skinny at that line of attack. And then he was able to fall forward. So he's going to stay in there and see if he can't chip away at this 2nd and 7, Joe.
Sean, I know you saw a lot of Ryan Sonata at Bishop Wingers, one of those hard-nosed runners. He does not worry about giving up the body.
No, he does not.
2nd and 7, approaching 11 minutes. Motion to the right side, and Sonata starts left, cuts back to the right, got to the 15, pushed back, might have reached the 14. That's where they're going to give him a forward progress spot. So it'll be a 3rd down call coming up, 3rd down and about 3. And just into the red zone are the Cougars at the 19-yard line.
Had a couple of offensive
14,
linemen.
I'm sorry. 14.
Had a couple of offensive linemen down into the end zone that are slow getting back to the huddle here. So they were blocking to the whistle and then some. No flags or anything like that, but just unusual to see them 14 yards away from the play.
Tim Sharp, our referee tonight. And they are moving this game along. We're down to 7 already on the play clock. 3rd down and 3. Boswell motion again to the left side. Here is the give and no play action fake. Here's Ferrer, looks, throws into the end zone and a diving attempt for the ball. Touchdown, Rixey.
That's it.
14 yards on the scoring strike here from the Cougars as they have taken the lead now to 10-11 more.
Rixey just dragging across the middle of the field right there. And again, Nick Ferrer finding him in traffic on the run, throws a frozen rope, and he's able to go down low and get it. Another 6 points for the Cougars.
That's a great point, Sean, because he threw it low where only Rixey with the diving attempt is going to have a chance for it. Now Gardner, and there's a botched play on the extra point. So the fire play leaves it 20-14. Again, just like we started the ball game, a lead only of 6 for St. Francis, but a lead it is. So 10-11 remains in the third quarter. Cougars by 6, and Cougar football on Redeemer Radio, 106.3 FM, Northeast Indiana.
Do you have a devotion to Lady Guadalupe? Travel with Redeemer Radio Odysseys to Mexico City and see firsthand the tilma of Juan Diego bearing the image of the Holy Virgin Mary. Register by February 28th to save $100 on your trip.
To find more information about our Mexico Odyssey, visit Redeemer Radio Odysseys on our website at redeemerradio.com or call me, Tina Schneider, at 260-436-2482.
Football fans, Bishop Luers High School, a Catholic educational community that instills in each student dignity, integrity, respect, and responsibility, is the sponsor of tonight's game. You can catch the Luers spirit at www.bishoplures.org.
Cougars have shown some charge, put a charge in their step here as they start this kickoff again from the 35-yard line. This is a short pooch kick coming near side. This will be fielded at the 24, return near side across the 30 to about the 35. And that is where the Ravens go to work now offensively.
That was the fullback, Zach Renfro, on the return that time, 6 foot, 215-pound senior.
So the Cougars are last defensive presence. Eric Himmelgarn flexed his 320-pound frame and key stop for a loss on third down. And now, let's see, it'll be Schaefer shoots at the 36 for the Ravens. Again, same set as we saw earlier with Aaron Jackson wide to the near side with Wilmer Cole defending. They want to throw again. The pressure's coming. He got away. Rolls to the right side, shoots, throws a comeback pattern and a diving catch at the 48 for a first down.
How did he get away? Wow, he is an athlete right there. He was nearly wrapped. Was able to spin out of that tackle, find some open space, and throw it downfield for a nice first down.
And Sean, that's what I saw watching film I should say, on Thursday. Very elusive shoots, able to avoid and scramble, buying time and hit comeback receivers trying to help out the quarterback. Now they're a yard from midfield, 9:43 remaining in the quarter. And again, they hand the ball off. Here is the running back, Marquise Stewart, trying to curl up the middle and can't. They'll lose a yard back to around the 48.
You know, it's interesting, Joe. They started this drive, the previous drive, St. Francis kicked it into the end zone. They ran it back to the 37. This time St. Francis kicks it short and they ran it to the 36. And now Benedictine's facing a 2nd and 11.
Coming out of the huddle now, the Ravens have two wide to the left side, including Logan Harris. Got to reach the Cougar 41-yard line. They've got a couple of downs to do it. Again, the read option, quick throw, bubble screen to the right side. They're looking for running room. The gain will be into the Cougar territory to the 45. Aaron Jackson again, not only tall, but he's got quick feet. That'll bring a third down, and we'll call it a short 4.
Schutz paid for that one. It was a quick hitter that time out to the flats on the right side. James Jamesich was right there as he was releasing the ball and planted him. And of course he popped up, but he felt that.
Big play coming up now on third down. Trying to reach the Cougar 41 are the Ravens. Schutz looks to his left, might be changing the play call. Looks to throw, straight drop, being pursued. Has to get rid of it, and no chance on that run. Himmelgarn came through untouched. Jamesich, I believe, as well. I don't know if they attempted a screen or what that situation was, but no chance that time, and they will bring on the punt team again.
It was not good. You got to get a hat on Himmelgarn. I mean, he's 6'5", 320, and boy, he takes up a lot of space, and the quarterback had no vision at that point in time because he's looking right at pick number 98, chasing him down.
That's a runaway truck coming at you. Harris again, the punt this time from his 41. Cougars dropping back a couple in return formation. Kick is away, kind of low line. It'll hit at the 21. Takes a high bounce, touched right there at the 20. So St. Francis with the offensive unit back on the field once again. They lead it 20-14. That's an uncomfortable lead of 6 points.
Yeah, it sure is. That could change on a dime right here. But the offense so far has that spark to start this first half. They still have the wind at their back. 8 minutes and 12 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. And they've proven the ability to take that ball right down the field and score. So let's see what they can do here.
Rocky James comes back into the game. He's sent wide to the left side. Boswell up in the slot to the left as well. Two safeties back in cover 2. Ferrer wants to throw, looks near side, and here's a diving comeback attempt. Rixey's got it. No, they ruled it hit the turf.
Yeah, just a little too low that time. It was a comeback route, curl route, and Ferrer not able to get enough air underneath it to last.
Second down and 10. Ravens making some defensive changes now. Expecting St. Francis committed to the passing attack. Green stays in as the running back. He's offset to the left side. This time spread offense, two wide either side. Genkner, a little motion. They run the ball with Green. Bounces off of one tackle and gets it out to about the 24, maybe the 25, but that's it.
Could have had a little better blocking in front of him as Genkner just kind of reshifted in from outside to inside that time during the snap. And he needs a little cleaner block that time to break open a hole for Green.
Cougars trying to reach their own 31 now on a third down call coming up from their own 24-yard line. Three wide to the left side, including Genkner. Rixey stays near side. And Ferrer out of the shotgun. Now motioned by Gegner to the far side. Here's Ferrer looking, being pressured, steps up, trying to shove the ball off, got it for Rixey. And he's got the first down to the 35. He's run out of bounds. Boy, I'll tell you what, Ferrer with kind of a basketball shovel pass, but got the job done. Ugly, but effective.
Ugly, but effective. You called it, Joe. That was a great job, great concentration there. He was staring down that flooded zone over there, and nobody was really available. He was getting pressure, and finally just kind of flips it out to Rixey, who was there as an outlet, and he did the rest. 1st and 10 Cougars.
St. Francis coming up with a valuable and important conversion now, improving field position at their own 35 at 7 minutes exactly time remaining in this third quarter. Cougars on top in this seesaw ball game by 6. Ferrer out of the pistol, looks, hands it off. There's Green, starts right, cuts back left. Nothing there.
Wow.
Going to lose a yard back around the 34.
That one never really developed, Joe. Great pressure that time by the front four for Benedictine.
Again, they make a change personnel-wise. 4 players come in, 4 players go out. 2nd down and 11. Now they expect the passing attack by St. Francis once again. Rixey and Boswell. This time the wide side is to the right. And Ferrer out of the shotgun. Drops to throw once again. Pressure's coming to screen the ball. That's a high ball, and boy, good thing that time that Gegner did not find the handle on that one, because they were coming as Cody Sisson had him lined up.
He sure was, and of course Gegner took a shot. As the ball was over his head, he couldn't reach up and get it. So a nice defensive stand that Benedictine is brewing right here, and University of St. Francis Cougars, they're hard up against it on 3rd and long.
3rd down and 11, trying to reach their own 45 on this snap. Eli Wallace checks into the ball game as the running back. He's offset to the right side of Nick Ferrer, shotgun formation once again. Here comes the snap to Ferrer, looking to throw. Throws left side in traffic, and that's picked off and dropped. Boy, that was right into the breadbasket. Intended for Rocky James, but incomplete.
Steve Williams right there, number 29, wishing he had that one back. The corner was right there as Ferrer was getting pressure, threw the ball into some really good coverage, and was lucky to avoid an interception.
Nepper's been doing a good job with the punts tonight. Really not hung any, but kind of a low line drive kicks, and they're not seeing much of a return. They've got 10 men up on the line of scrimmage for the Ravens. They're coming after it. Now they drop off a return. Nepper steps in, got it away. Nice knuckleball kick, and a fair catch is called. Boy, they took a chance that time.
Yeah.
As Kirkland came up with the ball. It'll be 1st and 10. Ravens get the ball back, trailing it by 6 with 6 minutes remaining in this third quarter.
Well, if you can't drive it down the field, that's okay, because, again, you had an opportunity for the defense to rest, and because of Nepper's punt, they don't really have a short field here. So, again, this gives another opportunity for the USF Cougars on defense to shut them down and get the ball back.
They'll spot it at the 24-yard line. Benedictine going against the wind. And let's see, they've got Aaron Jackson coming out wide to the near side. This time, I believe that's Stan Jackson on the coverage. Cougars 2 back, and they run the ball left side, and that's the running back E.J. Johnson trying to fight his way up to about the 29-yard line.
Nice little gainer that time. Pearson Harnish on the stop that time. And it's going to bring up a 2nd and about 5 here.
Clock moving again, approaching 5.5 minutes, time remaining.
Don't know if Benedictine's going to try anything over the top on this drive, Joe. Again, they're going into the wind. It has not subsided down there whatsoever. And it's going to be very difficult fighting that wind on the long ball.
Cougars make a change now. Spencer Coward did not start here tonight as he checks into the ball game. On the defensive left side, Marcus Stepp checks out of there. Shotgun formation now for Schutz. Has the snap, short drop, looks near side, throws the out, and that one's caught at the 35. They've got a 1st down.
Great timing pattern that time as the ball was in the air before the receiver made his little turnaround, and the ball was right there on the money. So great execution by Benedictine to get that 1st down.
Ryan Johnson had the coverage back. Actually, that ball was caught by Jameel Kirkland, but it is good for 1st and 10 and spotted at the, let's see, at the 36-yard line, 1st and 10. Again, they'll stay with the shotgun formation with Schaefer Schutz back there with the snap. Looks to hand it off, and here's a run to the left side. A good tackle on E.J. Johnson by Lee Stewart came up in run support.
We got a late flag on the play as well. I was going to say, he didn't make the tackle, but he made that play. Hemmelgarn absolutely blew up the center after that snap, and he forced that runner to change course in the backfield, allowing his defenders to come up and make that big play.
John, did you see what that flag might be about?
We're going to see what it is.
Personal foul against St. Francis.
That's an unsportsmanlike, actually, against the Cougars. So it might have been celebration after that big tackle for loss, and that is going to be a very costly penalty.
This is not the place where you want to lose composure. That'll move the ball up to the 48 for Benedictine and a new set of downs to work with.
Yeah, hot dogs are not welcome here.
Kirkland stays in, wide to the right side. And they've got Jackson down here at 6'3" to the near side against Ryan Johnson. Here is a quarterback draw coming up, and the whistle's blew apparently right at the snap. Tim Sharp, our referee, didn't see a penalty flag thrown, but
no. What's the call?
Something against St. Francis?
Yeah, a 5-yard variety. It didn't appear to be motion or offsides. I don't even know what that call is, but they call it against St. Francis, and so they move the ball ahead 5 yards.
These guys are not real demonstrative tonight as far as the officiating crew, and apparently we do not have the referee Mike tonight as well. But that takes the ball into St. Francis territory at the 47. It'll be 1st and 5. Cougars making some mental mistakes and hurting themselves as Schutz with the snap again. Play action fake. Now scrambles to his left, looking, throws the fade. He's got Jackson downfield, and that ball's incomplete. I tell you what, there was some handshaking and some contact down there. Johnson, though, got the job done for St. Francis against Jackson.
Reach out and touch someone, Joe. That was the name of that song right there. But again, it was mutual, and again, really no call on the play, and I think that was actually a good call because both the receiver and the defender were trying to shake each other off right there.
Clock stopped on the incompleted pass. 3:48 remains. Logan Harris splits wide to the right. He's the lone wide out there. Cougars playing well off of him. Shoots out of the gun from the left side hash mark. Looks, flips the ball. It'll be a double pass, but it won't go anywhere as whistles blew. The flag was thrown. Kirkland took the little shovel pass, and I think, was that going to be a double pass?
It sure was. Yeah, they were setting up right there. So again, on the little trickeration, now St. Francis knows to look for that out of that formation, and so that's a tough one for Benedictine.
I get a question for you, though. He flipped that ball forward to Kirkland coming in front of him, and I wonder if that would have been ruled an incomplete or an illegal double pass.
That's interesting.
We'll never know.
No, we won't.
Now it'll be 2nd down and 10. Ball back at the 48-yard line of Benedictine. Shoots again, looking to his left side, to the short side. Wants to throw again. Pressure's coming. Hit as he threw the ball. Incomplete. Boy, I tell you what, Jackson's going to be pleading for a flag. Not going to get it, as that ball they're going to rule is uncatchable. Ryan Johnson had a lot of contact downfield again.
You know, if that ball was closer to the receiver, I believe he might have gotten the call, but Jamesic was right there from his D-line position, and he came in and absolutely hammered that quarterback when he released that ball, which threw off the trajectory. So if the ball was closer, they might have gotten a flag.
Now they're trying to reach the 42. It's become a 3rd down and 10 call for the Ravens. They'll run the ball, and they've got running room up the middle, and second effort, and they've got the 1st down, or very close to it.
Wow.
Second effort by E.J. Johnson. Quick steps off to his right side, and Cougars could not get a hand on him.
Let's see what the call is.
And finally, just not getting a lot of definitive indications from this crew. They finally moved the chains. Play clock is already down to 16 as Benedictine, they were wondering, do we have 1st down or 4th down? Instead, it'll be 1st and 10 at the USF 42-yard line. 20 to 14 as here's a quarterback draw coming up and a run up the middle and shoots to the 35 to the 30 as he slides down, and he's got another 1st down.
Tell you what, this is exactly what Benedictine needs. They started this drive back on the 24-yard line, and now they are in St. Francis down to the 31-yard line, and a long, sustained drive taking time off the clock. and they're looking pretty good right now.
They'll spot it at the USF 32-yard line. Nose of the football just inside the 32. Too wide to the right. Up in the slot to the right side is Logan Harris. And shoots against the wind. Looking to throw. No. And throws the fade near side. He's got Jackson downfield. And that one nearly intercepted. Trying to come back. It was a short pass. Ryan Johnson just could not find the handle on that pass.
If he turned around a second before, he might have gotten both hands on that one, but again, it's an incompletion, and that brings up 2nd and 10.
Ryan Johnson this year with 1 interception. He leads the Cougars with 7 passes broken up and 8 passes defended.
The Benedictine likes that matchup. They like Jackson going up against Johnson right there, so we're going to keep an eye on that. Got a no why at 6'3". Now they come up and press coverage on Jackson. And here is a play-action fake. No, they did hand the ball off, and E.J. Johnson running hard inside the 25. Still continues on down close to the 17-yard line. You got to wrap him up. You got to get low, and you got to hammer him. You know, grabbing these guys around the shoulder pads and hoping they go down is not going to get the tackle.
Cougars going to bring Matt Swartz into the ball game. Cowherd checks out of there. So it'll be 1st and 10 at the 18-yard line. Ravens standing around now. They've got the play call wagged in from the far side. E.J. Johnson stays in as the running back. Shoots, looks to him again. Running wide to left, curling up the middle, and he's free again. Johnson dragging tacklers inside the 10. Gets it down to the 7-yard line.
Well, C.J. Johnson, he is just really, really impressive. When he needs power, he's got it. When he needs finesse, he's got it, and has great vision.
But Sean, you've been talking about it all night. St. Francis continues to try to reach and hit high, and you can't do that on this running back.
What a drive, Joe. Benedictine, again, hats off. They are now inside the 10-yard line, 1st and goal, and it started back on their own 24.
They've got it at the USF 8, trying to tie the game and take the lead again. Shoots again, long count, looks. E.J. Johnson trying to turn the corner to the right side. This time ran into a wall at the 6. Got by 1, but not by the rest of the Silver Helmets came and converged on him.
Yeah, Harnish came over from his linebacker position, did a fine job as the edge was already shut down. He tried to find a lane, and Harnish was there to meet him.
Cougars trying to set their defense once again. Stan Jackson this time's got the coverage on Aaron Jackson on Bet the Mortgage. They'll try to throw the fade to him to the left side. We'll see. 1 minute remains in the quarter. Cougars by 6. Here shoots, looks left, throws the fade on the way, and that one is in and dropped again. Stan Jackson had it in his breadbasket, hit him right in the numbers, could not hold it.
We're going to check Stan Jackson. That's right, boy. Again, another ball that you wish you had back. Great coverage by Stan Jackson that time, though. You had an eye on the receiver and an eye on the quarterback at all times, and he followed that ball right in and just couldn't squeeze it.
Did I call it?
You called it. Free house to you.
Yeah, really. Let's see if they try it again. Same matchup. This time, though, they have trips wide to the left side. 3rd down and goal from the 8-yard line. Crowd coming alive for the Cougars defensively. Here shoots looking, gives ground, dances, flush to his left, and is going to be lost the football. And they've got it, I believe, back around the 24-yard line. So it'll bring up 4th down.
I don't know how he did it, Joe, but Jamesich was coming on backside pressure there. He dives for the quarterback, and at the exact moment, the quarterback hops out of his tackle. Didn't know he was there, but just had a sixth sense of when to hop out of it, and sure enough, he did. But the ball was still stripped, and now Benedictine has a tough call to make.
It is 4th down and goal from the 23. So they've got to get it into the end zone. No field goal attempt coming up. Shoots out of the gun once again. Looks to throw. Looks, time, throws down the middle. He's got a man open down there. Ball is intercepted by Blake Schumacher. Schumacher to the 10, 15, brings it out and goes down at the 20-yard line. So the Cougars, and I hate to say this, but that's one you maybe don't want to catch on 4th down.
It's situational awareness. If he would have just knocked it down, they would have gotten 4 additional yards that time. But that's okay, because you know what? What that does is gives your team an emotional high right there, get your fans back in the game, and get your offense a little bit of momentum as they start this drive here.
So the Cougars get a turnover, and they'll have the ball back at their own 20-yard line. We have just 3.5 seconds remaining in this third quarter.
You know, that Benedictine drive may have killed the time on the third quarter clock here, but the defense holds, Joe. That was huge by the USF defense.
Now St. Francis gets the ball back. Still have the win. Here's Blackwell in motion, right to left. They run the ball with Green. Green looking and runs out of a tackle. Still on his feet, fighting for the first down stick, and has got it across the 30 to 31. That is the way this third quarter ends, with a defensive interception by Blake Schumacher and a run for a first down now by Justin Green, but the Cougars with a tenuous 6-point lead and now trying to work against the win. We'll be back for the fourth quarter. This is Cougar Football on Redeemer Radio, 106.3 FM, Northeast Indiana.
Question. Do I, as a husband and father, profoundly recognize the precious, unique...
Joe, if I do a 60 here,
yes,
we'll only be 130 behind. We will have...
Live reads for Sean.
Live reads for Sean. I think he's still got an H&L Electric. And then there'll be another. He's actually got 2 H&L Electrics. That's it. And you will have 1, 2, 3. You'll have 6 more 30s just throughout the rest of the game.
Okay.
It's not too early to start thinking about adding insulation to your attic, sidewalls, and crawl space. By adding additional insulation, you can cut your energy costs up to 30%. Call Momper Insulation today at 432-7543. Momper, the #1 name in insulation since 1956.
Again, Green gets the call. We're underway in the fourth quarter. The angle's off to his right side. He's got another first down. And Justin Green taking over the football right now, and they've taken over the football game, Sean.
Yeah, I like it. I really do. It's a great call because it's conservative in nature, but again, you've got a great playmaker out on the edge looking for those lanes. Very successful.
Ferrer now from the right side hash mark. And they're offset to the left side. They look to Green again. Skips his way left side. And at the 35 or 45. Lost his footing at the 48-yard line of the Ravens.
But that's 3 10-yard plus runs in a row for Justin Green, as now they're in Benedictine territory.
Eli Wallace will come into the ball game. They'll give Justin Green a well-deserved blow now. It'll be 1st and 10 at the Benedictine 48-yard line. Rocky James in wide to the right side. They've really not been able to get him the ball so far tonight. They're playing well off of him, about a 12-yard cushion. And here's Ferrer, wants to throw, looks left, now checks off. Throw, steps up the middle, has got a wide open grab, and that one is almost intercepted. James down the middle of the field. Boy, he just could not get the handle on the ball and then left it tantalizing, hanging there for a moment.
Yeah, the ball was actually behind him, which is uncharacteristic from Ferrer. And of course, he goes back, tries to make the athletic move, but forward progress of his body swings that ball around and into the air and nearly picked. But so a dangerous play, but just an incomplete pass.
Spread pattern right now, spread offense now, 2 wide either side of the field, 2nd down and 10. Still from the 48 of Benedictine. Ferrer looks, bubble screen, comes right side. Catch is made by Blackwell. Got a block and bumped out of bounds on the far side around the 45-yard line. That'll bring up a 3rd down and 6 call coming up.
Yeah, just a standard bubble screen that time, hoping to get a little better block, but instead of finding a lane inside, he had to bounce it outside and was finally just pushed out of bounds. So again, 3rd and test coming up for the University of St. Francis Cougars.
Rixey comes in, brings the play in from the near sidelines. Crispin checks out. Dan will set up to the short side to the right. Blackwell stays in here near side. Not seen Sean Boswell in a while. And meanwhile, Gegner's in there up on the left wing. Ferrer with 1 second on the play clock. They got it underway. Looking to throw a hard pass, a comeback dive for it. Are they going to rule it a catch? They do. 1st and 10 at the 35. That was Dan Rixey. He's made a couple of catches like that, including one in the end zone for a touchdown.
He is, and of course Ferrer has great confidence in him, and he should. He really knows how to knuck down on that ball, get low, gets his arms in between the turf and the ball, and the official was right there. He says, hey, that's a great catch, so we're going to give it to you.
Cougars trying to add to their tenuous 6-point lead. A touchdown looks huge now as we approach 12.5 minutes time remaining in regulation. 2 wide to the left. Gegner still up on the wing to the near side as well. And Ferrer wants to throw again. Looks near side on the out patterns. Got Boswell in there and trying to maintain his footing. And we'll have a gain after the catch down to about the 28-yard line.
Great job by Boswell. He did take kind of a shot there that time by the defensive back. That is Walters, number 3 that time, who I think thought that hit was going to have a bigger impact on Boswell. But Boswell spins and says, I want some more yards. I don't care about your hit. So again, nice catch and reception that time by Sean Boswell.
Wallace comes in and now is the running, or I should say checks out of the game. Justin Green back in. 2nd down and short. We're at 12 minutes time remaining in the ball game. Cover 3 now back for the Ravens as Green looks for running room, trying to pick his way left side and able to get it down inside the 28 to about the 27. That's going to be still short, but he didn't get the best spot in the world. See where they mark that ball. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and a long 2.
No huddle. Here we go.
Cougars trying to come with a quick stride offense now. They'll pitch the ball near side. Here's Green. Green quickly out of bounds at around the 25. Let's see if he's got enough yardage. Looks like the spot is going to be short of the first down.
That is a terrible spot.
Oh, now how bad was it? All the way back to the 27.
Oh, my goodness.
He stepped on the 25-yard line.
Oh.
Well, we've seen it not just this year, but so many years. They just can't get the spots right.
Deja vu all over again.
So now it's 4th down and a couple. Cougars trying to keep possession of the football, and with 11 minutes and change remaining, Ferrer looks to throw again. He's got Gegner with a tough delivery, and he's got the first down. I tell you what, he had to reach to his right and somehow reached out and caught that ball with bare hands.
Just tremendous. Gegner that time, again, up and out pattern, so he's going to the right. The ball is throwing in that same direction, and he had to stretch for that ball. He gets it and then just tucks it in stride, and a great conversion that time by the USF Cougars.
Now they've got it at the 23-yard line, 1st and 10. 1 wide to the left side. Motion Boswell right to left behind the line of scrimmage. Resets. Now they'll hand the ball. Green running off tackle, looking for running room. Gets a couple of yards, maybe down to the 21, depending where they spot it.
You know, isn't that the truth? Again, now we see the University of St. Francis Cougars on offense, putting together a nice drive, taking time off the clock, and this is exactly the response that they need after that interception. This is great.
But, Sean, what's not so great, they just moved that ball back again to the 22, so about a half a yard only gained by Justin Green. Clock is still moving as we're approaching 10 minutes time remaining. Now they bring everybody up front as here's Ferrer wanting to throw. Throws the out patterns, got a catch, and a whirl back near side. There's Boswell, steps out of a tackle, he's down to the 10-yard line. Sean Boswell.
Takes 3 of them to take him down, but he's moving the chains, and that's going to be a first, maybe a 1st and goal. Boswell, just when the defender thought he was going to spin outside, takes it back inside and gets a couple extra yards. Tremendous concentration.
This kid just continues to amaze you for his size, pound for pound, one of the toughest receivers you'll ever find.
Yeah, he plays much bigger than what he truly is.
Blackwell in the mix, part of a 2 wide package to the right side. He comes in motion now, and they'll give the ball to him. Here's Blackwell, turns the corner, and a good open field tackle that time. Stops him for a loss of 1 back at the 11. I thought he had the corner turn.
Yeah, he went up north just a step or 2 too early. He should have tried to get out to the sidelines and then cut it up. He tried to cut it up right at the numbers, and I think if he had that additional 5 yards, he might have been able to make that break. But you know, Joe, that's easy to say up here in the booth.
It'll be 2nd down and goal from the 11-yard line now. Green comes back in. Eli Wallace was in that last snap. Gegner stays in on the wing to the left side. Motion again right to left. Here's the counter run. And it's a throw to the corner. They got a man out there. The ball is caught. Let's see. We wait for it. Touchdown. It's Gagner. Gagner backpedaling into the corner of the end zone. Kept his eyes on the ball. And Sean, I just wasn't sure if he kept possession of the ball, falling to the turf with 8:55 remaining. Count it. Score on the board. The Cougars from 11 yards out.
A beautiful play. I don't know who drew that play up, but Gagner lines up in his tight end position, goes across the field. But we also had a wheel route coming out here on the left side that was soaking up all of the attention from the defense. All of a sudden, Ferrer flicks it up into the air, a high over-the-top pass, and there's Gagner in the corner. And he comes up with it, takes his shot, maintains control, and a beautiful 6 points on the board for your Cougars.
Now the lead is 12, so St. Francis will try for the 2-point conversion as Ferrer looks to throw again. Looks the quick slant, knocked down right at the line of scrimmage as Rixey was there. Says, I was ready for it, but it's no good. So still alive are the Ravens, although they trail by 2 scores with 8:55 remaining. 26-14, St. Francis on top. This is Cougar Football on Redeemer Radio, 106.3 FM Northeast Indiana.
This is Cindy Black, Executive Director of Redeemer Radio. We hear many stories of how God has spoken to people's hearts through Redeemer Radio with what they need, when they need it. Please share that people have come to confession after many years away. Young adults who have doubted their faith are reassured by what they hear. Non-Catholics who have journeyed into the church often cite Redeemer Radio as a key influence. Lives are being transformed thanks to our generous donors. You too can join our mission by going to RedeemerRadio.com or calling the station. Welcome home to your family of faith.
Well, it's been quite a ball game here tonight, up and down all night long for St. Francis against this very good Benedictine college football team. But the Cougars have done all the scoring in the second half, and from a 14-14 tie, they now lead at 26-14. Here comes the kick. It's again a pooch kick short. A fair catch is called, and that's up around the 36-yard line is where the Ravens will go back to work on offense. And Sean, you talk about a key series coming up. Benedictine's got to move the football. They got to get points on the board, you got to believe, with under 9 minutes remaining.
Yeah, taking time off the clock at this point doesn't really do you a whole lot of good, Joe. You've got to turn this drive into points. You're precisely right. Well, football fans, just a reminder that H&L Electric is your full-service electrical contractor. H&L can handle the smallest and the largest of projects, so call Pete Henry at H&L Electric.
Too wide to the right side for the Ravens here as they give the ball to E.J. Johnson, trying to turn the corner, and does. Brings it across the 40 far side out to about the 41, maybe the 42-yard line where he stepped out of bounds on the Benedictine sidelines. He'll pick up 6.
Scrappy. You know, he really is. And again, getting some good downfield blocking as well. Could have been an easy 3-yard gain, but they turn it into 6.
It's Ryan Johnson. I think he lost a shoe out there, and they've not called a timeout, an official's timeout. It'll be 2nd down and 4. Shoots, looking in to throw this time. Being scrambled to his left side, looking, throws on the run downfield, and that one incomplete. Trying to set up a crossing pattern for Jameel Kirkland, but it falls no good.
They flood Johnson's zone back there, and he now has to come off the field because of his cleat. And even after the play was over, he was trying to mess with it. So now he has to come off again. If they were going to go after him, that was the play. But a good interior pressure forces the quarterback out of the pocket, and he has to make an errant throw.
Ravens trying to reach their own 46 on this 3rd down snap. You got to believe they've got to go for it. Down 2 scores with under 8.5 minutes time remaining. Shotgun formation again for Schaefer. Shoots. Too wide to the right. That's the short side. Blitz coming defensive right side. Here's a quick throw to the left, and they've got the catch for the 1st down. Johnson had the coverage.
A little talk in there afterwards as Wilmer Cole was out there in coverage. And everything looks to be okay. And let's just call it clean.
Kirkland on that catch, so it'll be 1st and 10. Benedictine at their own 48-yard line. And they've got Jackson wide to the far side. He steps up right before the snap as E.J. Johnson trying to turn the corner and fights his way for positive yardage down into Cougar territory at about the 48.
Again, positive yards just when you think they can't. They end up turning that corner and getting a nice gain into St. Francis territory.
They'll move that ball to the 49, and E.J. Johnson, amazing because you think they've strung it out and they've got a hand on him, then suddenly he gets an extra 2-3 yards. Shoots again out of the gun, wants to throw. Throws to the left side. It's got a wide open Jackson for the catch with a 1st down at the Cougar 41. Bumped out of bounds.
Let's see. I believe that was Ryan Johnson out there in coverage. Just, again, a quick little hitch route that time, not really allowing the defense to set up or do any long coverages, quick hitters, and St. Francis really kind of giving up the underneath stuff right now.
Cougars make a defensive change, trying to bring fresh troops in. Here comes the draw again, and shoots down inside the Cougar 35, straight up the middle to the 34.
Great play call, absolutely great play call. Again, they were conditioning the defense for going to the air time and time again. When they look like it again, finally they take the on the road right up the gut.
Benedictine, all 3 of their timeouts remaining. We will move inside of 4 minutes or 7 minutes before the snap of the football. As Schutz takes a look, Cougars come up and press coverage on the outside at the corners. Schutz drops, looks in the pocket, throws the home run ball down. He's got a man open and a dive for the catch, and let's see how they rule it. Touchdown.
Wow.
35 yards. Is that Jackson down there? You got to believe it is. Laid out into the end zone, and he's slow getting up.
Yeah, he comes up hobbled and is trying to limp off the field right now and getting some help doing it. But what an athletic move. He went horizontal to get that ball, was able to keep control of it, and a great score for Benedictine right there.
Ravens right back in it on the 35-yard, 36-yard scoring strike by Schutz to Jackson. Now trailing it by 6. They'll try the extra point to make it a 5-point lead for St. Francis. This game far from over. Right-footed kick is long enough, and it is good. So the issue still in doubt. St. Francis will have the football, but 6:50 remains. We'll be back here to Darcy Stadium. Cougar football on Redeemer Radio, 106.3 FM, Northeast Indiana.
Howdy folks, this is Jimmy Aiken from Catholic Answers Live, which is heard right here on Redeemer Radio weekdays from 6 to 8 p.m. On Catholic Answers Live, we take live phone calls and offer Catholics and non-Catholics an opportunity to hear from and talk with some of the leading apologists and theologians in the church today. Thank you for listening to and supporting Catholic programming like Catholic Answers Live right here on Redeemer Radio.
With Sean McBride, I'm Joe Parson back at Darcy Stadium. Hey, these 16 seed, 1 seeds are supposed to be a cakewalk.
Yeah, that's right. Well, with guys like Aaron Jackson on the field for Benedictine, it certainly is not. He's got 6 catches on the night, Joe, for 110 yards and 2 touchdowns with a long of 51. He did come up hobbled after that play, and I see him running on the far side of the field trying to work it out. But if he can't get back out on the field, that's going to have implications for the Ravens.
Now I got a question for you. Still 6:50 remaining. Do you try to go onside here?
No.
Let's see, the kick comes, and they do kick it deep. Not that deep, though. It gets by Justin Green and across the end line. So it will be a touchback with no time off the clock. And St. Francis now will move from right to left against the wind. They've got 2 timeouts remaining. The lead is 5.
I think the thought there, Joe, is let's kick that ball deep, get some good coverage, turn in a 3 and out. That way we get the ball with short field here. That would be the Benedictine thought on defense. However, they're facing a very, very talented Cougar offense. So the best laid plans. Let's see. What a great game.
And Benedictine would have the wind as well, moving from left to right. Justin Green checks back into the ball game now. You would think they'll be giving the ball to him. But let's see here's the read option. Green runs to his right side and brings it out across the 30-yard line. Might have got about another half a yard just across the 30. So that's a good run and a pickup of about 5+.
And that's exactly what the offense needs to do. Pick their points, get 3 to 5 yards per run that time. Keep moving the chains, grind down that clock, and do not give Benedictine another opportunity on offense.
Ball spotted just across the USF 30-yard line. Clock runs now inside. Well, at 6:16 time remaining. Cougar lead is 5. Motion near side by Boswell. And here's the run left side, and Green cuts it up. Got to the 32-yard line. Not enough. Has to get out to the 35. It'll bring up a 3rd down and a little bit more than 2 yards coming up on this 3rd down call.
Yeah, and I think that's okay. He really didn't find the best lane, but he did find a good lane to fall forward and bring up 3rd and short.
Duke Blackwell comes back in. Rocky James as well. Benedictine crowd on the far side. They're hooking it up.
They want a 3 and out. That's exactly what they want here. It's going to be
trying to get to the 35, Sean.
3-man front for the Benedictine, and now 6 in the box.
Here's Ferrer. Out of the gun, looks near side, can't find it, checks off, throws to the right, down the middle, got to catch Blackwell at the 40 to the 35-yard line. Duke Blackwell, that might be one of the biggest plays of the game.
That was huge, Joe, an absolutely huge play right there. He started on the far seam, cuts across to the near seam, and Ferrer hits him in stride.
Tell you, Duke Blackwell, that came in with 16 catches on the year, 4 touchdowns. And that one might be marked as one of the biggest of his career.
That is going to make the highlight reel for sure right there. That is a great fourth quarter play to keep the drive alive and now put even more pressure on the Benedictine defense.
And how about that throw by Ferrer? On the numbers, hit him in stride. Now the Cougars with 4:56 remaining. Look to run the ball again. Green off tackle the left side, gets by one, cuts to the middle of the field and lost the football. It goes out of bounds though. I believe, did it?
What's the call? There is no call. Oh, no.
And they give it to the Ravens. And Green sits down in disbelief. They'll have it at the 26-yard line. Well, the officials are conferring. Tim Sharpie does acknowledge it will be 1st and 10, and it's at least the 3rd fumble of the night by USF.
Boy, it's hard to win games when you're coughing up the ball like that. And again, some hard-nosed football being played out there. Both of these teams want that W. And that was a huge play by the Ravens defense. Now, give some credit to the offense. They were able to move that ball down the field. So if, in fact, you look at maybe a 3-and-out, this is a better situation as the Ravens take over at their own 25.
There's that guy out there, Aaron Jackson, back in. He just caught the touchdown. 4:46 remains. Cougars trying to get some pressure. They'll run the ball. Here's E.J. Johnson running hard, running over tacklers. Brings it across the 32 all the way up close to the 33-yard line.
Now, same scenario for Benedictine right here. We want to move those chains, and we want to do so safely and take as much time off the clock as possible.
Cougars with a down 3. Starting down 3, that's Jordan May wearing number 93 tonight. Hemmelgard in the middle, and Jameis Sitch at right defensive end. Try to get to Schaefer, shoots, looks to throw, throws near side of the out pattern. That one short hop, and there's no chance on a little down and out square up pattern for number 5, Kirkland.
Some outside pressure being applied that time by Marcus Stepp, number 31, right in that passing lane and driving that offensive tackle into the backfield.
Now it's 3rd down and 2. This could be the ball game right here. Stepp stays in, sets up on the right side defensively. Shoots out of the gun, 2 wide to his left, looks to hand the ball to Johnson. He's got running room and tripped up, and he falls to the 39, 1st and 10.
USF brings a run blitz that time, and somehow Benedictine avoids the lanes they were coming in, runs off tackle to the right side, and converts on a critical 3rd down.
Now Jordan May on one knee and in some difficulty as they'll come out to 10 to him. That takes the clock down to 4:06 remaining. A field goal would not do it for Benedictine. They would need the touchdown to take the lead back, trailing it by 5. And the Cougars, who have fumbled 3 times tonight, need a defensive play to come up with that football, or at least to stop them.
So far, Joe, this game has taken 8 hours and it's 15 minutes. And it's been worth it. This has been quite a contest. 26-21 the score. University of St. Francis clinging to that 5-point lead here with 4 minutes remaining in the contest. Benedictine with a little Momo here off of the fumble recovery. And boy, oh boy, what a contest we have going on here.
Going right down to the wire. Jordan May, the good news, he is on his feet, runs off the field, but he comes out for at least a play. Blake Blaker checks in at right defensive end now. 4:06 on the clock. 1st and 10 at the Benedictine 39 for the Ravens. Again, they'll have 2 wide to the left side of Schutz. Out of the gun, wants to throw. Looks, sets up, being pressured, throws the ball up high, and no chance on that one.
Good coverage. He also took a shot that time by the interior lineman. I believe that was the nose tackle, Hemmelgarn, that got to the quarterback that time, just as he released the ball.
And by the way, Stan Jackson made his counterpart named Jackson pay as well with a hard hit. Spencer Coward rotated back and had the coverage as well. 2nd down and 10 from the 39. This time from the right side hash mark. Schutz looks to his right. And wants to throw. No, Ross coming up, hands the ball, then going nowhere. Maybe getting back to the line of scrimmage. Little handoff to the left side. Howard was there to stop it. E.J. Johnson going nowhere.
Yeah, Dutton was the initial first hitter right there. Drove him right into Coward for a tackle that just snuffed it right at the point of attack.
Now, here we go. 3rd down and 10. Ravens trying to reach the 49-yard line. Crowd coming alive here at Darcy Stadium with 3:23 to play. Here is Schutz wanting to throw. Throws over the middle. Looking downfield. No chance. No chance that time. Went well over the head of Logan Harris. And 4th down in the game on the line right now for Benedictine.
Ryan Jackson back there in coverage. Comes up a little hobbled here. A little gimpy. Let's see if he stays on the field.
Benedictine, their game, their season on the line. They've got to reach their own 49 on this snap. With 3:16 remaining, they do have all 3 timeouts remaining. Emil Garner bringing the crowd on. Begin loud. And let's see if they can use one of those timeouts right now. They will. So we have a stoppage down below. 3:16 on the clock. It remains USF on top, 26-21. And we'll step out. This is Cougar Football on Redeemer Radio, 106.3 FM, Northeast Indiana.
Hey, it's Kyle from The Kyle Hyman Show, heard weekdays from 7 to 8 a.m. here on Redeemer Radio. And every morning we meet you where you are, getting out of bed, drinking your
one more H&L
work, and through prayer, guests, personal stories, sometimes games, we bring you Catholicism with joy and fun to start your day. So don't miss The Kyle Hyman Show weekdays from 7 to 8 a.m. right here on Redeemer Radio.
Well, it all boils down to this, folks. 26-21, Cougars on top by 5. 4th down and 10 coming up for the Ravens, trying to reach their own 49. Cougars drop back, Stewart and Schumacher right at the 1st down stick. Here is Schutz wanting to throw. Look, steps up, throws near side. The ball is intercepted. Coming down on dropped. Stan Jackson had it, but it won't matter. The Cougars will take over the football with 3:12 to play.
He read it. The quarterback was staring down at the receiver. Stan Jackson broke on the ball. It was in his breadbasket, but was just not able to hang on to it. It doesn't matter. The 4th down conversion fails, and the Cougars now set up at the 39-yard line of Benedictine with a fresh set of downs on offense. Wow.
Well, I'll tell you what, this one has not been easy. And now St. Francis got to hold on to the football. And here we run the ball. Here's Green is picking his way up the middle, fights his way to the 35 for a pickup of about 4. And let's see if, I believe they still show Benedictine with 3 timeouts. I don't think that that's correct.
No. They burnt one right before 4th down there. Then they just took another one right here.
Yeah, they show St. Francis with 1. I think St. Francis has got 2 remaining. I think they've got that mixed up on the scoreboard. So we have a timeout, and tell you what, since we're so late, I'll keep it right here, Sean. But
darn right.
You hate to, this is the kind of game, I tell you what, this looks like a semifinal game or maybe even national championship ball game.
Yeah, I mean, both teams are playing their guts out. That's just all there is to it. And early on in the contest, we saw that Benedictine was getting the breaks. They were getting the bounces. But so far in the second half, the Cougars have really poured it on and outstrengthed if that's even a word, the Ravens.
Looks good by me, buddy. Gain of 4, 2nd down and 6 coming up. Just over 3 minutes remains. And they'll run the ball again. Green looking to pick his way and gets it inside the 35 to the 34-yard line. Maybe they'll give him another yard to the 33. So now it'll be 3rd down coming up. Clock moves inside of 3 minutes. And interesting, I believe the scoreboard's still wrong, Sean, because they've called 2 timeouts.
Yep.
Should have 1 remaining. Scoreboard shows 2. Ferrer taking time. Still 17 on the play clock, so USF, the clock is their ally, down to 2:33. But needing 3 yards on this snap to keep the drive alive and essentially put this game away. Rixey wide to the near side. Will Ferrer throw? No, they want to run Green. Green wrapped up, and he won't get there. They knock him down at about the 32-yard line, perhaps, so it'll bring up 4th down.
Yeah, the University of St. Francis would have done very well to move the chains on that one. And it looks like we've got a final timeout here by Benedictine, keeping 2:17 on the clock.
We'll step out, 26-21, and will the Cougars try to go for it? And, well, they show a big loss, in fact, back around. It'll be 4th down and about 4. So let's keep things right here again. As both teams out on the field, will the Cougars punt? Will they run a play to run time? We will find out, but this issue is certainly still in doubt, 26-21, with 2 minutes and 17 seconds remaining.
I'd keep the offense on the field, Joe. You need 4 yards here, and it's more critical to get a first down than to give, the Benedictine Ravens the ball back, because a coffin corner kick here in this rate is going to be very tough to pull off.
Ryan Sonata back into the game as the running back, offset a little bit behind to the right. There's motion now to the right side as Farrell wants to throw. Looking, throws in the middle. He's got to catch at the 30. Got to get a couple of yards, and they've got it. Rixey stays in bounds, fights his way down inside the 20-yard line, and St. Francis looking good now.
Rixey, look at him. He is on fire down there. He was going to get hit. He was going to get short, but he was able to shake the tackle. He call it good.
I tell you what, I think he's my MVP.
There you go. Good call.
1st and 10, USF at the 20. Clock will move now inside of 2 minutes. And I believe that they are out of timeouts despite what the scoreboard shows. A little indecision. Boswell started in, now checks back out. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line with 1:45 remaining, the clock moving. Now Green again, looking to run, cuts to his left, cuts to the 15, steps out of bounds around the 14-yard line.
And now it's going to get exceedingly difficult for Benedictine at this point, because again, St. Francis inside the red zone down to the 15-yard line with 1:38. And Joe, I don't. They show a timeout remaining of 1.
I don't think that's right.
I don't think that's right, Joe. I don't think they can stop the clock at this point.
So you want to stay in bounds. 98 seconds remaining in regulation. The lead is 5. Chris Smith in. He's offset to the left side. Ferrer out of the pistol. Looking, hands to Green. Green up the middle, blasts his way down inside the 10 to the 9.
That should be a first down, Joe.
It'll be 1st and goal from the 9-yard line.
And they wind the clock. Here we go.
Watch Ferrer throw the ball. if that happens, you take this headset off my head.
Hey, you know what? Here's the deal. Coach Pat, he might be looking for an exclamation point here. And again, running a play action would be something that would be in his bag.
But right now, you don't want to open any kind of a door opportunity for Benedictine, who's played so extremely well here tonight. Ferrer with the play clock at 2 with 1. They got it underway. Green cuts to his right, back to the left. He's down to the 5-yard line. And they will need one more snap only. As, let's see, and apparently they did have one timeout remaining.
Wow. I don't know how we missed that, but.
So we'll step out. It'll be spotted 2nd and goal at the 5. When we return, Cougars looking good, trying to cap it off with this 26-21 victory. And this is Cougar Football on Redeemer Radio, 106.3 FM, Northeast Indiana.
Do you have a devotion to Lady Guadalupe? Travel with Redeemer Radio Odysseys to Mexico City and see firsthand the Tilma of Juan.
Joe, we have 2:30s left.
2:30, that'll work good.
Start by February 28th to save $100 on your trip.
To find more information about our Mexico,
either or,
visit Redeemer Radio Odysseys on our website at redeemerradio.com or call me, Tina Schneider, at 260-436-2482.
Well, you know, in that huddle, Kevin Donley's telling him, hold on to the football, boys. 51.7 seconds remaining. It's 2nd down and goal at the Benedictine 5. And this has been a dogfight as Ferrer comes over and wants to say something to the official. Now wants to talk to Tim Sharp, the referee. And it looks like they're just going to take the victory formation. They'd have to run it a couple of times. And this one, they have to take one more snap. They're going to mark that ball ready for play from the 42nd clock. And effectively, Sean, this game is going to be over. It'll be 3rd down and goal. And Just the final seconds ticking away. And what a titanic matchup here in a game that was supposed to kick off at 12 noon. No, sir. Weather delayed, and that is going to do it. And now there's a little bit of action coming up at midfield in the middle of things, and cooler heads have got to prevail. And boy, I'll tell you what, we've got some of the Benedictine players are just not giving it up.
No, they surely are not.
And I know that Coach Wilcox, he doesn't coach that way.
No, he doesn't.
So now that is going to do it. And triple zeros. And St. Francis in a dogfight here in the first round. They win this football game with a big test from Benedictine College. But the Cougars prevail 26-21. We will take a timeout and we'll be back with a post-game presentation. What an exciting game. It was worth waiting some 6 hours for it to start. But the Cougars stay undefeated and live to play again next Saturday here at Darcy Stadium. This is Cougar Football on Redeemer Radio, 106.3 FM, Northeast Indiana.
Hello, this is Mike Ripley, board chair at Redeemer Radio.
Yes,
sir.
So I think we still got that one H&L live read, Sean.
All right, yeah.
These will be your last spots. Right?
Once you become a recurring gift partner,
that is correct.
Be enrolled in our St. Gabriel Perpetual Gift Society with both spiritual and practical benefits. You can review all those benefits and join our St. Gabriel Perpetual Gift Society today at RedeemerRadio.com.
May I share an effective way of achieving the loving, unified family life that we all want? When we fail in charity, as I often do, we should be quick to humbly say, I'm sorry. Forgive, and forgive some more. Forgive swiftly, as Jesus has forgiven you. And with the help of the Holy Spirit, do your best to forget offenses. I'm Jim Littleton, forming FaithfulFamilies.com.
Now, with analysis of the game, what went right and what needs some work, let's go back to the stadium with the voice of the Cougars, Joe